Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of RossonARI TV. It is news time. We're talking about AC Milan news, and we're going to go through the reports of the day. We're going to continue this adventure, this journey following the AI takeover of AC Milan. We're going to figure out together what the hell is happening around this Milan universe. So before we get started, let me say hi to everybody and make sure you click that like button, subscribe, do all that stuff to help the algorithm, guys. Now, as AC Milan fans, we are algorithm friendly. So make sure you feed the algorithm. The algorithm is hungry. Feed it. Feed it. Click that like button. Click that like button. AI Milan, that's right. What's up? How you doing, Asen? What's up, Ace? Ciao. Fabrizio posted Arda Guler release clause is 17.5 million. Guys, that is exceptional news that came out yesterday, and I'm definitely going to be talking about that. That is an opportunity that the algorithm needs to take advantage of. If right now the algorithm is not going nuclear, bam, 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 with this news that came out, then that means that the algorithm has a virus, and Jerry Cardinale needs to get a better virus antivirus program or something. He should at least pay for one of those where he can pay for it, $30 a month rather than one of those free ones. If right now the algorithm is not telling AC Milan to go for Arda Guler for 17.5 million, then the algorithm, guys, is flawed. 100% flawed. AC interest, yes sir, yes sir. D5 shit transfer window. Well, yeah, that's what it is right now. Forza Milan, Roy, who is this Thiago Almada or Alamada or something like that? Aziz, we are going to look at him today. I do not know this player, and we're going to scout him together today. We're going to analyze him together today, because this is a new name that has emerged in the rumor sphere, let's call it like that. And apparently this guy was part of the World Cup expedition that won the Argentina World Cup expedition that won the World Cup. So he's part of that squad. So that has to say something. He's playing in the MLS. I'm sure that a move to Europe would be something that he would welcome very well. Milan and Argentinians don't have a great history together. There have been a few in the past that kind of worked out, but not really. Argentina is more something that Inter has focused on more so than anybody else. But yeah, this is a very interesting name, and we're going to look at it together, guys. I have no idea what this player looks like. I do not know anything about this player. We are going to scout him together here on RossonARI TV. Ronaldinho says, I used to buy Alamada on FIFA career mode. Okay, good, good. I only seen him at the World Cup. I don't even remember him, guys. Salam, everyone. How are you, Roy? Gerard, how you doing? My friend, how's it going? Samuel Chukwueze, come in, guys. New news about Samuel Chukwueze, and we are going to be exploring that. So guys, why don't we start with the news? Let's get into it, and let's start with the more succulent stuff, the juicy stuff. Bro, Forza AC Milan rumors. That's right. That's right. Okay. So just came in, guys. Let's start with this one right here. The algorithm is obviously has a virus. The program they're using obviously has a virus. But let's check it out. AC Milan have been offered the chance to sign Udinese star Roberto Pereira on what would be a free transfer, according to a report. The summer transfer window has not even officially opened yet, but Milan are being linked with a wide variety of different targets in virtually every department, as the new look management aim to raise the level of the squad. According to what is being reported in the last few hours, the agents of Pereira have offered versatile 32-year-olds to Milan on a free transfer. The Argentine contract with the through line is about to expire, and it seems as though he will not be signing an extension. So it could become a low-cost option for the attack. Last season, Pereira was one of Udinese's key men as he racked up 5 goals and 9 assists in 36 games in 2022-23 between the league and the Coppa Italia, playing as an attacking midfielder and box-to-box midfielder. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Pereira being linked to AC Milan. I remember Pereira from the Juventus days. He looked like a promising player. Obviously, his career did not go upwards from Juventus, but it kind of went downwards. He had to downgrade to lesser teams. And now he is with Udinese, going towards 32. He probably has a few more years left in his career, maybe 5 years. He looks like he's in good physical condition. Would Pereira be good for AC Milan? Would Pereira be a player that would amplify the strength of the bench of AC Milan? Maybe, but I don't think it is the name that we are all going to be excited for. I don't think when Pereira, if Milan do get Pereira and he comes to the airport, well, I guess he wouldn't be coming from the airport. Udine is a train ride away, but I don't think you'll have many fans meeting him at the train station when he lands in Milano. So Pereira is the new name of the day. It looks like a lot of agents now are going to be offering their players to AC Milan. This is a common practice during the summer mercato. It's another name that we are going to be discussing. We're going to be talking. Is it a name that really interests Milan at this point? I don't know. It is very hard to understand at this point what this new Milan is going to look like. It's very hard. We are going to figure it out soon. But there are more interesting names that obviously we are going to be talking about, which I do think are going to possibly amplify the depth and the quality of the team. I loved Crespo in Milan. Good call. Crespo was one of those really good Argentinians that had a great impact at Milan. Unfortunately, he was part of that 2005 team. He scored that wonderful goal in the final of the Champions League with that super Kaká assist. Crespo is one of the few Argentinians that kicked ass at Milan. Of course, we can't forget Redondo, even though he didn't play much, but he was part of that 2003 team. We can't forget Chamot, Guglielmin Pietro, and I'm sure I'm forgetting others. So there are a few, but not many. Let's be honest, it's the same strategy as before, meaning we go after players that want salaries more than what we willing to give and asking price more than what we willing to pay. Absolutely, it really is the same strategy as before, and it is a strategy that a lot of teams are using. Actually, guys, before we move on, I saw an interesting Instagram post of the Borussia Dortmund Moneyball, right? Because Borussia Dortmund is 100% Moneyball. So how they bought Dembele for 30 million and flipped him for 100 plus million. They bought Bellingham for 30 million, flipped him for 100 million. Bought Pulisic for free, flipped him 60, 70 million. Haaland for 20 million or something like that, or 30 million, they flipped him for 60 million. So there was this very interesting Instagram post about how Borussia Dortmund has used their Moneyball strategies in order to get players. And basically, if you can see, if you want to make the correlation, yeah, so you get a Dembele, you pay him 30 million, you sell him for 100 and something million, and then you use that money to get another player for 30 million, then repeat that same process. But once again, guys, what does Dortmund show for all of this? I was looking at the comments. And everybody's about, oh, Dortmund, incredible business. Yeah, what a great club, incredible business. And then I was relating to a comment that I saw yesterday. Guys, who gives a shit about the business aspect of AC Milan? Like, did we fall in love with AC Milan because of the business aspect? No, we fall in love with Milan because of the football. because of the trophies, because of the elitism that the club has strived for in the past 40, 50 years. That's why people have fallen in love with AC Milan. So let's be clear on this, that the business aspect is something that doesn't really matter. Who cares about it? Who cares about it? And we end up with second or third options. Pereira from Udinese. It's good in FIFA. This is the only thing that I know about him. So he's good at in FIFA. Jerry accidentally downloaded a virus when he wanted to pirate Moneyball. Yes, that is. I love that comment. I love that comment. He freaking downloaded the pirated version of Moneyball, and he fucking clicked on all those pop-ups that came up with it. Oh man, Jerry. Vangioni was also Argentinian. The Banter left back who always got yellow cards. I don't even remember that guy. All right, so let's keep on going, guys, because we are going to get to Alami, whatever his name is, the Argentinian guy. By the way, before we keep on going, the final processes of the Berlusconi funeral happened today. So, Berlusconi, great AC Milan president, born in 1936, and passed away this year, just a few days ago. We say our last goodbyes to him. Grazie Silvio, grazie Berlusconi, grazie Presidente. All right, guys, let's talk about Chukwueze. Chukwueze, very interested right winger, Nigerian, very skillful, has decent numbers. We did we did scout him a little bit. We kind of looked at him, and he kind of reminds me of a player that Atalanta would scout, which is good. I think that is good. Um, he does look like a potential player that can bring in something more than what we already have. I do think that he would be an upgrade to the current Messias, because that is our offensive right winger right now. By the way, Messias and Salamakers both have been put on the market, according to some reports. So it does look like they are looking to offload those two players and basically redesign the whole right wing. The right wing, which has been heavily criticized by the fans these past few years. But it does look like Chukwueze is a player that Milan is serious about. So, according to the reports that came out, and these are pretty reliable sources, the agent of this player, Chukwueze, was at Casa Milan, okay? And they spent 2 hours negotiating and discussing. So let's see what this says. AC Milan held a meeting with the agents of Villarreal winger Samuel Chukwueze yesterday and have received the green light from the player. Okay, so the player, according to this report, wants to join AC Milan. According to what is being reported by Sky, Gianluca Di Marzio. Okay, I don't want Acrobat Reader, thank you. According to what is being reported by Sky, Gianluca Di Marzio, a discussion took place with Chukwueze agent yesterday afternoon at Casa Milan, during which Geoffrey Moncada was present, but Giorgio Furlani was not. The meeting lasted from 14:30 to 16:20 at the club's headquarters, and Moncada was the one relaying Milan's project to the entourage of the Nigerian winger. He wanted to understand more about the numbers regarding the operation, and specifically the salary demands of the 24-year-old, before then beginning negotiations with Villarreal. Meanwhile, Sky add that Milan have already received the approval from Chukwueze entourage regarding the move, meaning he would welcome the destination. The dialogue will now move to Spain, with Moncada and Furlani expected to begin negotiations with La Liga club. So it looks like Milan is going in for this player. Of course, we have seen these kind of situations before. It doesn't mean that we're going to get this player. What does this mean? Are we excited about Chukwueze? Is this a player that can bring high level quality to Milan? I'm not sure yet. I really am not sure yet. I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but at the same time, I definitely can see that this is a better solution than what we already have. Age wise, it is a player that can only get better since he's only 24. Definitely has not hit his ceiling. He has just passed that age of 23. That is basically your graduating age. He's had a pretty decent season at Villarreal. So let's do this. Let's check his numbers and let's do a deep dive analysis in this player. Okay. Uh let's see. There you go. Okay, so La Liga. Okay, so pretty low rating from a Sofa score, 6.91. As you can see by his heat map, he really hugs the line. So very wide. He likes to play extremely wide. You would argue. Okay, already one very positive thing I'm seeing. Total played 37 games in La Liga. So he only missed one game. Guys, what does that tell you? This man is made of steel. He doesn't get injured. Started 27 minutes per game, 64. Okay, so now we do have a positive stat here that we can put together. Since in these previous years, Milan has been getting players with injury issues, and then we do see these injuries manifest themselves when they come to Milan. Obviously, this player here has not been injured the whole damn season if he was able to play. This is just La Liga, by the way. He played 37 games. I think La Liga is 38 games total. So he only missed one game. This man was available from day one till the last day without he never even fucking got a cold, essentially. So, okay, we're starting off very well. I like this. I like it. I like it. Very good. Very good. Okay, as a winger, 6 goals. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we do have other wingers that are much more prolific. Let's not forget that, like a Berardi. Berardi will score double digits as a winger almost every year. I would have to see what Berardi was doing when he was 24. We can do that comparison later. But 6 goals for a 24-year-old winger is not bad. Of course, Leao is a left winger, and he also gets into the double digits quite often. Let's see any other. He did win a penalty. Okay, so he likes to dribble in the box, gets penalties, 5 assists. So total of 11 goal contribution out of 37 games, but with an average of 64 minutes per game. 11 goal contribution is not bad. At 24, these numbers so far are actually not bad. They're not bad. Um, um, let's see. Accuracy per game, 78%. That is not great. That means he does lose the ball more so than you would want. We're going to compare those numbers. Own half, 86%. Opposition half, 74%. Okay, so let's see. So let's make this comparison and let's see what like prolific right wingers usually do. So I guess let's look at Messias first. So let's see if it's an improvement to Messias. Junior Messias. So far, guys, the algorithm is doing an okay job. So Messias 6.86 on SofaScore, meaning that his season wasn't stupendous. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. As you can see here, very similar heat map. Very similar heat map, a little bit more central because Messias does like to cut in a little bit more. But similar heat map. Total play 25, very different from Chukwueze, who played 37, started 19 minutes per game, 60. Now, but guys, look at this stat. This is a very interesting stat. With many less amount of games, he did score as just one goal less than Chukwueze. So that is something that you want to look at. Now, again, Chukwueze is only 24, meaning there's a ceiling there. But this tells you something, though, that you might want to consider. Messias 5 goals in 25 games. Chukwueze 6 goals in 37 games. That's 12 games more. So that stat there, is it really a big upgrade to Messias right now? Who knows? Assist 2. So a total of goal contribution for Messias of 7 in how many games was that? My mouse is not working, damn it. In 25. While Chukwueze had 11 goal contribution in 37. So honestly, there's not really much different when you ratio it together. Interesting stats to look at. Okay, so let's look at the stats. Accuracy per game, more or less the same, 79%. Chukwueze had 78%. Own half, 87%, which was similar to Chukwueze. Opposition half, 71%. Chukwueze had 74%. So overall, I would say that the Chukwueze operation is an upgrade to Messias, without a doubt, for a variety of reasons. The main reason is that this guy never gets injured. If Chukwueze played 37 games, that means he only missed one game the full season. And who knows why he missed it? He might have missed it because of an accumulation of yellow cards. I don't even know. As far as goal assist ratio and compared to games, similar. Chukwueze maybe just edges it just a little bit. But the other major difference is, of course, the age. Chukwueze being 24, Messias being 32. Chukwueze is a player that if you buy right now, kind of like a la Dortmund for 20-something million, and let's say he does progress, he does have a good season with Milan, he does go up in the ranks, it is a player that eventually can go up to 60, 70 million if things go well. And since this club now is Dortmund, not AC Milan anymore, it is someone that Jerry can salivate over and sell him to Manchester United or Man City for a big profit margin. Use 15% of those of that revenue for the market, and use the rest of it for his cocaine habit. So it is definitely, I think, right now, not a super upgrade, but it is an upgrade. It is an upgrade. I do think that. Yeah, I definitely think that. So interesting numbers. The numbers right now are showing that the algorithm is working. It's not doing an incredible job. It's not doing anything that we can't do here by ourselves, but it definitely is doing something. What's up, Roy? How you doing, my man? I've watched Mehdi Taremi and has a very underrated striker in Europe. He can be the perfect fit for us for the right price. 100%. Guys, I have so far identified my own algorithm, my own Skynet program. I have identified 2 players that would increase the quality of Milan so far. So I am creating right now in my mind my number one picks, right? So far, I only have two so far, and I still need to understand who the other players are. Taremi for the striking position is my number one pick. Why? Why do I choose Taremi? Because guys, this man at 30 years old is a perfect combination of physicality and experience. Now, I'm not looking at the business side, because when you look at the business side, then of course Taremi wouldn't fit the mold, because you have to. It's not a player that you can then flip for a profit. Once you go into that age category, then that's not a consideration anymore. But as far on the sporting aspect, Taremi would be the perfect player for AC Milan, because Taremi is the kind of player, we studied him yesterday, we scouted him yesterday, we looked at his numbers yesterday, we looked at his football yesterday, and Taremi is basically a player that gives you two things. It's almost like, it is literally like killing two birds with one stone. All right. And Taremi is basically, now to give you two names, just for you to understand, don't get triggered because I say these names, but Taremi is essentially Suarez and Rui Costa together, all in one. You basically get a striker a la Suarez, so a 6.2 striker, not too tall, so not essentially a center forward, but a striker that can play the ball, but can also be a poacher, can also do all of that, and can also play football, can also, do the tiki-taka kind of stuff. So very Suarez-ish, also good numbers in front of goal, very composed in front of goal. But then the other interesting thing about Taremi is that he combines the Rui Costa in him. Exceptional through balls that split defenses. Um, Now, we don't have any players that have that quality right now. So if you get a Taremi and he can produce both those things for you, exceptional assists and also prolific goal scoring, I think then that would be the best choice. Of course, it does not fit the algorithm, because the algorithm, when they program the algorithm, they're probably thinking of profit margins. And when you go above a certain age, those profit margins go down and go down and down and down. But Taremi, to me, would be 100% the best striker we can get to amplify the quality of a team. And also, he's not a player you have to wait for, because in the Champions League this year, the man in 7 games scored 5 goals and 2 assists, basically 1 goal contribution per game. This is a player that is experienced, well versed in the Champions League. He's a player. He scored 22 goals in the league with 7 assists, I believe. Total the year between all competitions, national team, and all cups he played, in 51 games, 45 goal contribution. This man in Porto so far, in 150 games, has had 120 goal contribution. We are talking about numbers here that are very important. This is the dude. This is the dude, in my opinion, we should be getting. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. Taremi has an eye for pass and goal. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If Moncada was using SofaScore and we made him the decider of who we are signing, we are fucked. Well, SofaScore is just a website that shows you the statistics of the players, right? So I mean, it's the same stats that you would see anywhere else. The algorithms are giving you the same stats. So I don't know what you're trying to imply by that, Mr. Mohammed. Antonio, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, thank you.
Good to hear.
So what's going on? Any news from you?
I'm getting nervous about Milan, honestly. I mean, okay, not even. I guess we're waiting for Kamada, but besides that, I mean, have we really done anything so far? Like, I know the Mercato isn't officially
No,
open yet, but
no. I mean, it's just still in process of trying to see who's available and who's not available, etc., etc. We do
yeah.
have some new rumors that we looked at, but yeah, right now I was talking about Taremi and Chukwueze.
Mhm.
Chukwueze is definitely a player that is interesting, and I think it would be a decent upgrade to what we have.
Mhm.
And because of his age, it is a player that if he performs well, he can be he can be someone that you can flip. So Mohammed is trying to be a smartass here, and he is trying to say that us using sofa score is not cool enough for him because he's too cool for it. So Mohammed, um what do you give us your opinion on these players? What do you think? Who do you think we should be getting and what not?
Wait, is he criticizing just the website? Well, I'm confused.
No, because I'm looking at SofaScore to compare the numbers, the stats of the players, and just compare them. But
Mhm.
it's not cool enough for him because he is too cool for SofaScore. So I want to know what his opinion is on these players that we're looking at.
Well, listen, of course, like the sporting directors like Moncada use much more, use probably other software and things for their data analytics. They don't
Yeah,
use
right.
SofaScore. We first of all, who knows? We're not like professional sporting directors. Number one. Number two, some of those likely cost money and are not easily accessible for everyone. So we're not about to do that. We're just here to just compare the basics of these players.
Yeah, right. I'm just looking at the goals, the assists, how many games he's played, how many minutes he's played,
Yeah,
what is his ball retention.
because listen, if
That's
there's
all we're
one
doing.
if there's one thing we learned, uh, let's use Origi for example. If the player can look very good in terms of when you watch him like move, he has good data like in some specific categories that make him look interesting. But look at his goals and assists, and he's only scored 10 goals once in his whole career. And so we should have expected that he would have been really, really, inconsistent and not prolific for us. So that's a basic use of a statistic right there that SofaScore would have given us, and look what happened. Now I know that's just like looking at one example, but that's if a player can score that many goals, even Taremi, in the Champions League, for example, he has good numbers. That should tell you that he should at least be provide something. So, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, exactly. Like we're just looking at the basics, right? Because there's so many other things. One thing though, I do want to bring up again, but of course, SofaScore is not good enough to make this processed analysis right here because Mohammed has got a huge fucking massive laptop up his ass right now, so he can't put two and two together. One of the cool things that I did see about Chukwueze is that he played 37 games in the season. So you can look at that stat in on SofaScore. You can buy a program that costs you $1,000 a month to tell you how many games he played. It doesn't matter what the name of a program is. But one thing that you can say is 37 games a season. What does that mean, Antonio? What does that tell you? Just in La Liga.
You said 37 games, correct? For what's his
He
name?
he played
Chukwueze.
he played 37 games
Yeah,
with
that lets you
SofaScore.
know that he's not really injury prone.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's
Right?
got decent number. Yeah,
But
he's
but
not the
but
best
but
in the
I
league.
need to
Yeah.
fucking pay a $200 for a software to figure that out,
Honestly, this guy's
according
just a
to
hater,
Mo.
anyways. Who
Yeah,
cares?
he's just a
Let's
fucking
just
hater.
move
Fuck
on,
him.
dude.
Fuck fuck
SofaScore is
fuck this piece of shit.
for our channel and for most fans. SofaScore is more than enough. You know.
Yeah, this guy's just a piece of shit. All right, so but it is a good stat. It is a good stat, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we
Also,
don't have
like
any players that do
look
that.
at the heat map. Like it gives you a heat map. It gives you, if you want there's some websites that just give you a bunch of like specific like numbers and data. We've seen them before. I think Rohit showed us a few of them. This is much more visually appealing for a live stream format. So this one is
No. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. I'm done with that idiot. He's an idiot. He just wants to have a power trip or whatever.
And Roy, if you're gonna open up later, I don't know if you will, then Guido would like to join, but that'd be later.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I wasn't planning to do any calls today
That's fine.
because I don't know how long we can go. But let's see. Let's see. Maybe we will open. We will do the usual open lines though, and maybe Mohammed can join us and tell us, and tell us what he uses to make these analyses.
Because he's
I
a
wa-
professional scout.
I want to know what Mohammed uses to figure out how many games Chukwueze played during the course of the season. Because maybe he fucking uses NASA technology to figure out how many games Chukwueze plays in the course of the season. Oh, I think he left. What a piece of shit. I wish he was here. But anyway. All right. So let's move on. Chukwueze, a player that wants to join Milan, according to the reports. They did have this meeting. Now, Fongboy says Chukwueze is a pure baller with exploded energy, speed, and technical ability. There's no way Messias and Alexis would possibly compare to him. Well, Alexis Salamakers is a different kind of player. So obviously they're not the same. Because Alexis Salamakers is actually more of a wing back than anything, who was adopted into the role of an attacking winger. But Messias is an attacking winger. So the comparison is between Chukwueze and Messias, really. So obviously, as we saw, according to, this low tier Sofa score, not good enough for Mohammed, we saw that, the numbers that we are looking at do show that Chukwueze is an upgrade to Messias.
Oh yeah, I watch him a lot. I really like what I see. I think he definitely provides quality, and he's one of those players who will jump an opponent and will try to go in behind, and on the counter he's really good. I think he can dribble. I think he's he has some of the best dribbling stats in Europe, like in terms of like his take-ons, and he definitely looks to try to get past a man, which is, now that we lost Brahim Diaz, which I'm not too upset about, to be honest, but Brahim was effective in a lot of big games at jumping an opponent and then starting a counter. So we need some more quality in terms of dribbling and people's ability to take people on. Now that we lost him.
Yeah, so let's do this again, guys. Since Chukwueze is right now maybe the most, let's say the closest player Milan is actually going to invest in. It looks like it is the most serious operation. Let's spend a little bit more time on him. This could be an AC Milan player. So now let's look at his highlights one more time, and let's look at this time. Let's actually analyze what he can bring to Milan and what he can do. Because good news. Last time we showed his highlights, no copyrights, no issues. So we're not going to. There's no issue with that. But this could actually be a player that Milan is looking to buy, and I think if they do sell Messias and Salamakers, who have both put on the market, that could fund this operation. I think that Messias you can sell to a mid-table club. I don't think Messias is going to be demanding to go to fucking Real Madrid, or to Man City. But you can sell Messias to a mid-level club for sure. He already had offers like a Bologna, even a Sassuolo, or a whatever, a Monza, or any team. And Salamakers is also another player that you can sell to even a club that is fighting for European spots from the Conference League, even all the way up to the Champions League, because he does have a very high ceiling, Salamakers. So it is, when I say Champions League, it could be like a team like Lazio, for example, or they are in the Champions League. A team like whatever. A team like Milan, because Milan is essentially now like Lazio. But these are players that if you do sell, you can probably fund the Chukwueze operation. All right, so let's look at him one more time, and let's go deeper and have an analysis on this player. So you said you've seen him often, right? You've seen him play often. Oh wait, Antonio's not here right now. I was talking to myself. Take as off Messia's shirt and send him to Inter Miami. They probably won't even know the difference. They probably don't even know. In Chukwueze, I trust. Okay. All right, Haitian Montano. Is Chukwueze on the last year to his contract? Yes. Chukwueze is on the last year of his contract. Obviously, guys, another thing to put into consideration, if he has given the green light to Milan, this does say that he is not willing to renew his contract. So that does mean that he has put himself on the market. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. F Brief is a very good website, but we don't need to go in that much detail, guys. We don't need to go into that much detail. Also, because guys, we can't spend 1,000 hours on players, you know. So anyway, let's go Chukwueze. We're just looking at the basic stats, and then that is enough, really. Honestly, guys, that is enough to make a judgment of a player. All right, this highlights reel here is called Chukwueze Brazil Scout Full Season Show 2023. So, guys, let's look at him here together. This player could actually be joining AC Milan, guys. Moncada, Furlani, the Terminator, Skynet, the algorithm has found its first victim, Chukwueze. So let's check him out. Let's see what this is all about. Brazil Scout always puts up quality videos, guys. Subscribe to Brazil Scout if you want to see all the talents right now. Okay, so Nigerian. Obviously, when you think of the African players, you have to always put in consideration that the Africa Cup of Nations does take place during the season. So it is something that when clubs buy African players, they always have to put that in consideration, meaning that in the month of January, usually it's during that period right there, these players tend not to be available. So as you can see here, Villarreal, 24, left-footed. So that does mean that he does cut in from the right.
Interesting comparisons too.
No, Madueke actually would be a great sign. That's probably my favorite signing. Actually, no, my favorite sign would be Arda Guler for the right, but Madueke is a close second.
He's cheaper too.
Yeah, we'll talk about Arda Guler in a second. Moussa Diaby and Bukayo Saka. So yeah, very interesting comparisons. But anyway, left-footed, he can play right wing, right mid. So he likes to cut in. This is a guy, he's a cut-in merchant, essentially. 70 kilograms, 154 pounds. So 70 kilos, he's pretty light. It's pretty short too, 5.8. He's basically the height of Messi. Messi is 5.7, I think, or something like that. Okay. Are we going to have? It is cloudy here in LA, so I don't know if this is going to work.
I can take care of it if you want.
Yeah, if your internet right now is going good, yeah, do it for me,
East Coast
please.
internet. Wait, what's the YouTuber that made it?
Brazil Scout.
Oh, okay. Nice. Let me share this.
He has all the physical attributes that Guido hates. Yeah, he only plays with 1 foot. Fabrizio Romano posted today that Arda Guler release clause is only 17.5 million. Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
All the
I know,
top
guys.
clubs want him.
Guys, this is Arda Guler potentially can be a player that will be fighting for the Ballon d'Or in maybe 5 or 6 years. So because he's only 17 right now, that's why I'm saying. But this is one of the best players right now, up and coming. Only 17 million based on his clause. Okay, stop right there. Pause it. Now I hope this is good enough for Mohamed. Hopefully these numbers are good enough for Mohamed. But 50 appearances, 13 goals, 11 assists. So that is a 24 goal contribution out of 50. That is almost a 0.5, 0.49, 0.49 per game. Not bad. It's not bad. So he has a goal contribution essentially over every other game. Okay, keep on going. What Chukwueze versus Real Madrid?
Also,
Yeah,
I like it because it's in La Liga as well, which is like a pretty good league overall defensively. Like, see how there's it's much less space compared to some other highlights.
Yeah. Now I can see his stature. Like he's very small. So he's basically like a Diaz, essentially. He has a rapid movement. That's a really nice dribble right there. Ooh, that's a brilliant goal. So these are basically all the highlights from this season. Mohamed would never watch Brazil scout highlights. He watches full games. That's funny. Guido's the type of guy to prefer De Chili over Hernandez because he's Italian, uses both feet, even though he's useless with both feet.
Yeah. Yep. But also, my dad is not like biased towards Italian players. He supports Italy, but he doesn't like. I mean, he does say that he wants more Italian players on Milan just because we don't have a lot right now. But like, if the player is good, he's good.
Okay, so I mean, like honestly speaking, like 1 out of 10, how impressed are you by this player?
I mean, compared to the other right wingers we have, like it makes impressed by him. I would say like a solid 7 out of 10, 7.5 maybe. But I'm excited simply because we don't have anyone like him on the right like this. Like he's exactly what I want on the right wing.
Well, his ball retention percentage is not that different from Messias.
Okay.
He is maybe a little bit more exciting. No, he is definitely more exciting than Messias. And again, he being only 24, the ceiling is definitely much higher. He does have some very good moments for sure.
His explosiveness makes him like much more of a threat than Messias because sometimes Messias just doesn't have the pace to outrun people. And I think he can work on I think with Pioli and good coaching, he could work on that sort of maybe his tactical intelligence.
I'm going to make a prediction. And I don't think he's going to have immediate impact if he comes to us.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but
my prediction is if he does come with us, It's not going to be immediate. It's probably going to be better than what we saw from CDK, but it's not going to be immediate. That's my prediction. There are certain things about him that that to me seems like he needs to work on. But again, I think the best quality is the fact that this guy never gets injured. He's literally made out of titanium. So that is the best quality that he has. And then on the right, he is a skillful winger for sure. Would I prefer Arda Guler to him? Yes, 100%. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I was gonna ask you actually, does Arda Guler make an instant impact in his first year out of Turkey?
I don't know. I don't know if he does with Arda Guler, because Arda Guler is a different kind of talent. He's like a diamond kind of talent. But an Arda Guler is a player at 17. He pretty makes a mock out of defenders that are 10 years older than him. So Arda Guler is a whole different category. It's like would he make an impact right away in Serie A? I don't know. I honestly wouldn't know, because at that young age, it's hard to tell. But Arda Guler is I would, if I had the choice, I would from what I'm seeing, I'm much more impressed by Arda Guler. Yeah. But he definitely would be an upgrade for sure. That is no doubt. I think he would definitely be an upgrade to what we have.
Wait, I have a question. In his first season, do you think he could outperform what Messias did this year?
Maybe, but outperform Messias. Messias had basically Messias. We checked it, out of 25 games, he had a 7-goal contribution, 60 minutes per game. So minimum, he would have to match that. But I don't see this guy coming to Italy right away and then, bossing
yeah.
the right wing,
Like 7 goal contributions, though. Come on, I think that's very doable.
No. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's an upgrade to Messias for sure. It definitely is an upgrade to Messias, no doubt about that. I'm just, from what I'm seeing, I don't think this player is going to come to Italy and boss the right wing right away. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to do that. I do see that there's a little bit of his dribbling is not super pristine, but it is very, very, very rapid. He's got very rapid feet, but his dribbling is not super pristine, and that might hurt him a little bit in the beginning, at least in the first year.
On that point, though, Leao though is not the most pristine dribbler either. If you notice, Leao is he's kind of a very unique dribbling style, but he does take kind of weird touches.
Yeah. Leao obviously has, the speed of a sprinter on the ball. I don't know if this guy has that same level of speed, because he cuts in, right? This guy likes to cut in, while Leao likes to go deep. Leao likes to look for
depth. But I think he has speed. Like, way more than what we've had so far. Like,
is it? Do you think so?
Yeah. There's some clips of him just like taking off. Like,
This player is pretty much 805 Leao on the right, 80% of Leao on the right. I think that's a close assessment. But as a matter of fact, Leao's dribbling is not.
I will say this though. Yeah, Leao is on a physical level, because of his height, makes him like insane. Also, Leao has a good, decent weak foot, and this guy probably doesn't have a good weak foot. And what else did I want to say? But I don't know. Maybe this guy has other qualities. Maybe he's who knows how good he is at like contributing on the defensive side. Like we don't really know.
Listen, the only thing I can definitely say for certainty is that he is going to be an upgrade to Messias, as far as basically just his on what probably he can do on the pitch. Then that we have to see in the locker room. Messias is obviously a very professional person, very good in the locker room. But obviously Messias now is going to an age where we need to replace him. So 24 years old, this guy still has a lot of room for improvement. A lot of room for improvement. So things can only get better from there. And Jamal, actually, yes, you are right. Castillo in highlights Castillo is very similar to this guy in highlights, actually. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Castillo, to be honest with you. But maybe he is more effective than Castillo. I wonder what Castillo's numbers look like when he was 24.
That's crazy, man.
Have you seen Castillo's highlights?
No, and I don't want to watch.
They look very impressive. Castillo's highlights.
I don't know. I mean, am I being fooled? I thought when I first saw this guy, I was like, this guy would be great on the right wing. Like,
well, listen, my man. The thing is that when it comes to me, my standards are super high, like super high. The only guy that excites me right now is Arda Guler. That kid is a prodigy. That kid is another level. Or like that Taremi guy with 120 goal contributions in 150 games, and so that's where I'm at. This is a player that could come to Italy and probably do well.
Yeah,
but he's not a player that is going to be in the conversation of Ballon d'Or.
No, and we don't necessarily need that at the end of the
yeah,
day.
we do. Oh yeah, we do. Of course we need that.
Yeah, but everyone needs that. But like, you know what I mean. But listen, for me though, I'll put on some Arda Guler if that's fine.
Yeah. Put on Arda Guler.
I think with you, like, you get really like for it to be like excited or impressed, like it's all about the technical ability, like how they like control the ball and move. And I agree, like that shows you that they have like quality. The thing is though, I've seen some players, I know Vicha was an example that like kind of worked out perfectly, but I've seen some players that even though they have good quality, they're like output in terms of like goal contributions isn't like the best. Like so I don't know. I like, at least for me, Chukwueze in La Liga has gotten decent stats, in one of the top leagues. So that does make me like pretty optimistic.
No, I'm not being pessimistic about him, but this is not a player that is going to. He's a good player, but they're going to look. I'm predicting this. There's going to be a lot of moments during this upcoming season, if we get him, where he's going to be criticized a lot. Okay, so just be ready for that. That's all I'm saying. This player here is a whole different thing. 17 years old. This is the guy I would get for the right. 17 years old, only 17.5 million, but you have to convince him because that's the thing. At 17 years old, his technique is super pristine, flawless on the ball. This guy lives in the matrix. He can take on 5-4 defenders, send them the other way. Obviously, would he have an immediate impact in Serie A? I don't know. Because it's so young, it's hard to tell. So young is hard. I mean, look at that turn and look at this goal. Look at those, like all those touches there. Can you go back? This movement here, like that turn, these touches, the acceleration, all of those touches, they're just so perfect and pristine. They're just so perfect. Like this is a gem. Like this is one of those 1 in a million talents. 1 in a million talents. Look at those movements with the body and everything. All of those movements with the body are just you're not going to get that from. I have not seen any players right now that have these kind of movements with the body and this kind of composure. There's a reason why he's 17 and he's playing, in the first division in Turkey.
To that point, when I was watching the Zerbi stream, the Zerbi said something that my dad says a lot, and I do believe, because just from like looking at the players now versus the players like, let's say, like before 2000, around the year 2000, the Zerbi said that today there's not as many like 40 class players, like top quality. Like there's a lot of like physical players, but in terms of top quality, really there isn't too many. Like especially when you look at like strikers, for example. So I kind of agree that like back in the day, like he said, you can go and like you can replace him with a lot of people that have top quality. So I guess to your point, like if you can find someone who does have that quality that isn't just not really common anymore, then we should probably do our best to get him, because we don't really have that.
Yeah, and he's only 17.5 million. Like that's his release clause. Like there's no negotiating. You get him for 17.5 million. There's no release clause. He's only 17 and he's performing at this level at 17. Guys, who was 17 and performing at this level? Do you know many players?
Messi.
Who else? All the big
Hakim Mastor.
No, Hakim Masur was not performing at this level at 17. Not in first division football.
I know.
All the greats at 17 were performing. Maybe some of them even were less than this guy. I mean, imagine you're 17 years old and they put you on a free kick and you score these free kicks in the first division. Turkey, where the pressure is not easy, right? And of course, you're going to see a lot of academy stuff here, but his you can just see that he lives in the matrix, right? He sees everything is like a fly. Flies see everything much slower, and he can slow down the tempo and see everything as it happens. Pioli will send him to the Primavera. Guys,
yeah, his touch is great. I mean, look at the way he delivers the ball too. Like, just floats it in.
Yeah. His touch is perfect. I mean, look at these touches right here. They're just perfect. Now, of course, 17. Hard to say what kind of impact he would have in the Serie right away. Very hard to say.
I'll tell you what, though, if he develops into like his, full potential and like his play style, as a player, he would be perfect for Serie. Like, as you saw Vicha, like
Chaka is nowhere close to this guy. Come on, Asen.
But Roy, as a player, this guy would be so perfect. I mean, he'd be perfect for many leagues, but for Serie A, this guy, imagine against a low block, the way he delivers the ball, the way he dribbles through tight spaces. Like, I mean, what else do you need? This guy can do it. Like Vicha did this year. Vicha's so technical. He was able to, just break down defenses pretty efficiently. So I think this guy can do a similar thing.
Yeah, and of course, look who the only Italian club that is interested in him, and it's right now the only Italian club that has half a brain, and it's Napoli. This guy is a guy that 100%, I know for a fact, guys, in 2-3 years, everybody will be telling themselves, how the fuck did we not get this player when he only cost 17 million? This is like when buying Bitcoin. People that didn't buy Bitcoin 10 years ago right now are eating their fingers. It's the exact same thing with this kid. I don't know how you can convince him to come to Milan, because there's so many other projects that are better right now than Milan that would be more interesting for him. But of course, to think that he would come to Milan right away and give us Listen, we are not fucking fighting for trophies anyway. So who cares? Who cares if he doesn't have immediate impact? We're not fighting for any trophies. Asen, you think 17.5 is too much? Well, when this kid is going to cost 100 million in 3 years, is that going to be too much or not enough?
Vicha was bought for 11 million euros. How much is he worth after one season? Easily 110 million.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this kid here.
If you buy a 17-year-old, right? Even if he doesn't have a Vicha season where he gets like 20 goal contributions, whatever, 20 plus. As long as he like does decent, and he's 18 next year. I hear an echo. Anyways, he's 18 next year. His value increases automatically by like 20 million. Like, so it's not hard to like make a profit.
Yeah, every single year from now till 21, 22, from 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, his value will increase every single year. Every single year.
Any other player?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that's who I think we should be getting. This is basically the Vicha Veraskelia of this market. Every market has a Vicha Veraskelia, a super talent that is a great opportunity. Arda Guler is that kid right now. So, that's why we're looking at him. Okay, so listen, since we're here, there was another player that Milan has been looking at, and they're saying that Milan is interested in, and it is this Argentinian kid that won the World Cup with Argentina, Thiago Almada. What's his? Let me see.
Is it Almada or something? I don't know.
Let's check him out. Let me go. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's Thiago Almada.
Thiago Almada.
I don't see any Brazil's. Oh, I do. I see an older Brazil scout video.
How many months ago?
6 months ago.
Oh, that's not bad. Let's check it out. Okay, so this player so far has not played in Europe yet. He's playing in the MLS, guys. The MLS is a really low-level league. It's just very physical, but the quality of the football in the MLS is extremely poor in comparison to what we see in Europe. So let's keep that in mind as well. Okay, so he's compact, plays more or less in the middle. He's got nice goals. He's got very good control of the ball. So this is a central player, right? He's like a...
He's a cam, yeah.
He's a cam, second striker. He likes to curl it in. Hey, he scores a lot of goals, doesn't he? Yeah? Let me check his numbers. Thiago.
I was about to, yeah.
Thiago Almada. Wow, 6.75 rating. Damn. So he scored 7 goals and 8 assists so far in 16 games. MLS is too easy for him right now. 22 years old, 5.7, so he's the height of Messi. He plays center right mostly. It doesn't play much on the left.
This guy's a cam.
Own half 91%, opposition half 78%, ball retention, accuracy per game 85%.
I mean, for MLS highlights, this guy looks pretty interesting, but take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you have to put that in consideration, right? I mean, Jovinko, when he came to the MLS, he destroyed the MLS like a hot knife through butter. So you do have to take that in consideration. He definitely looks good. I mean, he's part of the Argentinian national team. He won the World Cup. I don't know how much he was used. I can't remember. He has qualities. This guy is obviously on his way to Europe, I would say. He's composed on the ball. He definitely has a very good composition on the ball. Like, I think that's what I'm seeing from Chukwueze. There's a lack of composition on the ball, but I would have to.
Oh, look who's in chat.
Well, hey, Il Duce. What's up, Guido?
Listen, I have a question to pose to everyone. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I can only remember one MLS player that came from the MLS and became a top player in Europe.
Who's that?
Alphonso Davies.
Alphonso Davies, yeah.
Is there anyone else like that I'm forgetting? Like a young player? I mean, I know you can say, McKennie, Tyler Adams.
No, these guys were born in Europe. They're essentially born in
Europe.
Yeah,
but they're still. My point is that they at least started out in. Actually, no, sorry, McKennie didn't even start in the MLS. He's just American.
Yeah. McKennie started his. A lot of these guys that are.
Aronson did.
Mm.
Yeah, Davies is Canadian, but Davies played for the Vancouver Whitecaps, I believe, which are an MLS team.
Yeah,
so.
Davis actually said something very interesting not too long ago. There was a post. He said that, when he came to Bayern, he was supposed to be the substitute of Arjen Robben, and then he was put in the fullback position, and he's been there for now 3-4 years, but he's waiting to go back up top. It looks like he's not happy to be playing as a fullback. I'm
going to be honest with you, though. I don't think he's it'd be a good winger because I don't think his technical ability. I mean, he can dribble, but like not really close control. He needs space.
Yeah,
like I don't. So I like him at fullback.
What do you make out of this player? What do you think?
Look, in a perfect world, I would buy a bunch of these young players that have good, decent potential, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if we have to invest, I don't know. I don't know. I'm careful of spending money because we don't have any money. So,
yeah. No, listen. I think the Chukwueze deal for the right wing is a good deal if we can make it happen. If we can get money from Messias and then invest that money in Chukwueze, I think that is definitely an upgrade. I don't think he's a player people think he is right now, but I might be wrong about that, guys. It's just an opinion. I am seeing a little bit of. I mean, I'm just not seeing I don't know. We'll find out. This player, obviously, being in the MLS, that's something that you have to consider. But he definitely has very good technique, very composed on the ball. The ball sticks to his feet. His body movement is very coordinated. And he has an excellent shot. One thing that you can't deny is got like a top level shooting ability. So as
you say that, he puts it top bins.
Right. So as a cam, he's definitely someone that is going to shoot from outside the box, and he's going to provide goals and assists, because in 16 games right now in the MLS, he's got I think I just saw 7 goals and 8 assists, something like that. Yeah, I think this would be a good player to get, 100%. Yeah, I think Chukwueze, in my opinion, I would rather get Arda Guler if we were to choose between the two. But because Arda Guler is one of those things that Milan just does not have the clout to get a player like that, Arda Guler is probably going to end up. Probably Dortmund is going to get Arda Guler, and then Dortmund is going to sell him for 120 million to Real Madrid in a few years. That's probably what's going to happen with Arda Guler. But because we don't have the clout to get these players.
Yeah. Hey, Hassan Lewis said Almiron from Newcastle. I guess that's a fair point. He had a decent year. Newcastle's doing well. To be honest with you, from what I know, I wouldn't say he's a top player yet, but he's a decent player, that's for sure.
Listen, the more I see this guy, the more I'm convinced, because like his shooting is out of this world. Yeah, like his shooting ability is like a 9 out of 10. Like I would say almost.
I know, which is something that we don't have at all.
Yeah, we don't have that at all.
I mean, look at this. I mean, like, I know it's MLS, but what the hell? Like,
I mean,
that's from beyond the freaking art.
These shots, you can do them. It doesn't matter if it's MLS, Premier League, La Liga. It doesn't matter where you do them. The shots are the shots. It's more when we talk about the difference in the league is just basically the dribbling and how easy it is to get through players.
He does have quality, because you need quality for this.
I'm 100%. If this is being linked to this guy is good. Now remember, Argentina produces World Cup winners, guys. Argentina produces top level players. This guy's part of a new generation. Obviously, he's only 22. He's already won a World Cup. I don't know how much contribution he gave to the team. So this is basically in the same line as Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez. It's basically this summer's version of Enzo Fernandez and Alvarez, right? So I think that right now, if the algorithm is not going, then yes, as I said before, the algorithm has a virus.
I'm going to put on some Thuram, even though we don't like him. And I want to have a conversation about Thuram as well.
Okay. Before doing that, let's move on to Thuram. Okay, so guys, we give thumbs up to Chukwueze, thumbs up to Almada, that's his name. Now, this is just my opinion. Our targets should be Taremi and Arda Guler. Those should be our two targets. But I also do like these two players that we just saw. Okay, let's talk about Thuram. So first, before make sure you find some highlights. I'm going to put up the article because there are some
highlights. Should I wait?
Yeah, just wait 1 second. We're going to do the article first.
I just want to say one thing about Thuram. Currently, he's with the France national team with Hernandez, Magnan, Giroud. And so they could be talking to him about Milan. He's making a decision between Milan and PSG, it seems like. Free transfer, everyone knows. Decent stats, striker. Pioli apparently really likes him. And Roy and I are not convinced. That's basically the summary of how that works.
Well, okay, so let me tell you why I'm not convinced. So first of all, let's look at the newest reports regarding Thuram. Okay, so interesting here. Rebic, Sempre Milan Sempre Milan Italia, saying that Rebic is basically saying adios, goodbye. 2 Turkish clubs are trying to get him. We'll look at that a little bit later. Yeah, here, Calciomercato, Messias and Salamakers are up for sale. The situation, we're going to look at that. But let me see if I can find the Thuram stuff. If not, we can just talk about, because I already know what it is.
I will say one thing. I hope NSM in chat is not talking about Thuram with this comment. I hope he's not talking about Thuram. He definitely does not have Osimhen finishing, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so the big issue with Thuram is that obviously being a free players usually, demand higher wages. So he's coming from a mid-table club in Germany where he didn't even, I mean, he has a decent goal contribution. Let's not get that twisted. 13 goals, 6 assists. That is 19 goal contribution as a center forward. But compare that to Taremi. Taremi had 36 goal contribution, guys. No, not 36, sorry, 29 goal contribution in La Liga. Then you add everything else. Taremi comes to, I saw other numbers actually, Antonio. Taremi, between every single competition, including international competitions, Taremi had a 45 goal contribution in 51 games.
Yeah, I saw. I knew it was 40, like 2 at least, and then I think the international probably brings it up. Yeah.
So we're talking about some insane numbers from Taremi. You cannot. That's uncomparable to
Yeah.
Thuram.
I was
So
watching his highlights though. A lot of his goals are either penalties or tap-ins, but he does have really good assists as well. So
yeah,
that's
his assists are out of this world. Yeah, he is definitely a poacher in the box, and
yeah.
he can he you don't see him shoot from outside the box, right? You don't see many
Mhm.
goals of them shooting from outside the box, but you see a lot of goals from inside the box. But then you have all those assists too. So, like, basically, as I was saying earlier, it's a combination of Suarez and Rui Costa. Just to give you two names that Rui Costa was very good at splitting defenses, and Suarez is very good at being a number nine, not a target man number nine, because Taremi doesn't look like a target man. He looks like more like that number nine kind of the Suarez kind of number nine. Anyway, let's talk about Thuram. Thuram comes from a mid-level club. Okay, he's scored 13 goals, 6 assists, and the man is asking for 7 million net.
That's crazy.
Milan apparently is willing to offer him 5 million.
No more than that
But
would
guys,
be.
what has this man done for us to pay him for? Like, to me, the risk here is you get a player on high wages. He does not produce what you want him to produce, and then you're stuck with this player. This is not good business at all.
Terrible.
Like, we cannot be getting mid-level strikers from mid-level teams and give them the highest wages in the team, because then they need to deliver.
Hey,
It's
Roy, one
yeah.
quick thing. If this is true, I'll be so happy.
No, that's not gonna happen. No
That's
way.
never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. And Thuram also wants a 10 million signing bonus. So I think Milan, the fact that Milan is willing to offer him basically the same salary as Leao, to me, that's such a bad negative
Yeah, and
move.
what has he done? Like, okay, I saw him in the World Cup. He came on as a sub in a few games. All he would do is he would like run up the wing, do some scissors, and then like that's it, and pass the ball. Like he's not, he doesn't really have great dribbling either.
Guys, can we just be honest with ourselves here? Okay, we know what the wage structure in Milan is. We know what it is. Is Thuram worthy of being the highest paid player in AC Milan right now?
And
Come on,
and
guys.
guaranteed starting position. He has to earn the starting position.
Yes, exactly.
Giroud is
And
better for all I know.
Giroud is still in front of him in the national team.
Exactly.
Still to this day.
Roy, the way I look at it is he's a striker with not that he doesn't have a really good finishing. It doesn't have very good dribbling or technical ability. The only thing that he could be good for is, just trying to get him behind because he's decently fast and strong. So like he could maybe cause some havoc up top with like moving around more than Giroud. But besides, I mean, you could get like other players that do that and have more to offer, in my opinion.
Right, and you don't need to pay them 5 million and commit to a 5-year contract at 5 million or 7 million. Like, listen, if Thuram came to us for 3.5 million, I'd be all for it. That kind of makes sense. Also, no obligation of him being a starter. And for me, these are very big red flags that are coming up. The fact that we're offering a guy that finished 10th in the league, that has the same numbers, almost the same numbers as, I don't know who in the Serie, whoever finished 10th that has those similar numbers, and we're offering him the best contract in the fucking squad and assuring him in a start. This is a red flag. This is a big red flag, and we definitely should not even be considering this. The fact that we're just considering this, To me, this is really insane. It is insane. Give him the Bakayoko salary at most. I mean, PSG is willing to give him 7 million apparently, or whatever. But PSG has more money than they can count. So for them, it's a whole different thing. Our pay structure is different. We have to make our calculations based on our pay structure, not the pay structure of PSG, not the pay structure of Man City or Real Madrid or Juve or Bayern, but it has to be the pay structure of AC Milan. This guy cannot come to AC Milan and be given the highest salary in the squad. Thuram is a 3.5 million. His agent is trying his luck because PSG knocking on the door. Yeah, his agent is definitely trying his luck. Kind of reminds me of the Kessie situation. The Kessie wanted a big salary. All right, so Antonio, are you there?
Yeah.
Let's check him out. Let's do that.
I have it right here.
So, it's a Brazil scout video?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's also 6 months old, but
and I agree with the title.
Look at that touch.
I definitely agree with the title. He does have some moments that are very good, but overall, you can see that the way he manages the ball it's a little bit clumsy the way he manages the ball.
Roy, can I get this guy in, please? In the stream.
Who?
G. Top G.
Who? Who are you talking about? Il Duce?
No. Well, top G. The top G in the chat.
Il Duce, you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I shouldn't be saying that. Let's do this first, and then we'll do the calls later.
Bottom G. But look at the space. Like, you're not gonna have in this situation is different. But in most of his goals, he's like either it's like a 1v1 or like a 2v2. Look. Nice ball, whoever gave it to him.
No, he does have some good moments. Don't get it twisted. He does have some good moments, but overall, you can see that the way the way that he moves the ball around, he's going to struggle in the Serie A. And also notice how like the intensity of the German league is very, very, very soft. Yeah, it's like they're playing at basically at 2 miles per hour, but you can see that just his ball. I mean, is he worth what he's asking for? This is exactly what we are debating.
If he doesn't go to, I'm surprised PSG. I mean, PSG are just a bunch of idiots. Like, I don't think he's gonna if they get rid of Mbappe and all these players and they want this guy to come in, like they're gonna be terrible next year. They might not win the French league if they lose all their players. Anyways. Besides PSG, if Milan's not going to go after him, no other big club, I think, would go for him right now. That's the thing. So,
yeah, listen, bring him in for 3.5 million. Bring him in for like a contract that does not put him in the top part of the pyramid of the hierarchy of the locker room. Then we're talking. But 10 million sign on, 5 million contract. I mean, we're treating this guy as if he's a Ballon d'Or winner, as if this guy has won 2 Champions Leagues by himself.
Lucky goal.
You know, let's relax. Also, like we can see from his footballing skills, yeah, they're good. They're first division good, but it's nothing that we haven't seen before. I mean, it's normal.
Arnautovic is better.
Arnautovic is more technical. Is definitely much more technical than Thuram. Arnautovic definitely has more composition the way he manages the ball. But Arnautovic is another guy. Like we shouldn't be going for an Arnautovic either, in my opinion. But
Hey Roy, also did you talk about the Mbappe comments just for fun?
he has been a Origi agent.
My gosh. Roy, did you talk about the Mbappe comments? Hello?
No. Yeah, I'm reading these comments. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
He is asking for 7 million net, guys.
That's insane.
I mean, Pitania is not that different from Thuram, guys.
Come on.
No.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'm gonna stop becoming a Milan fan. Then.
No. Listen. Pitania is a player that I would never want to see at Milan, not in a million years. But he's not that.
I bet you my dad wants him at Milan. French Pitania.
I'm sure he's going to perform at Milan. I'm sure, but guys, shouldn't we strive for better though? That's the question.
I don't think Maldini would have got this guy.
Listen. Let me ask you guys a question. Would you rather get Taremi, or would you rather get Taremi for cheaper?
The thing what bothers me though, I agree with you. I would get Taremi, but what bothers me though is that the young people or the more like modern fans, whatever, they see this guy, he's got pace and he plays for France, and all this, and they're like, oh, he's younger, and so therefore they're gonna be like, this guy is so good. Like, but if you actually watch him play, I thought he was really good after when I started watching it, and he was playing in the Champions League against Inter, that season. I was like, oh wow, this guy seems really good. He scored some goals, but then when you watch him for a long time, it's like he's not that impressive in my opinion. Like he's decent, but he's not. I don't know. He's overrated. I'll say that's the best word for him. Overrated.
You said he played against Inter, or
what? Yeah, he did. But that was with Conte in the UCL group stage.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. So I mean, I think if we were to get a striker, like by all the strikers we saw, let's try go for Taremi. He's cheaper. He's not going to ask for 7 million a season. And we don't have to do this crazy sign-on fee for the agent. And also, Taremi is going to guarantee you assists and goals galore. Of course, Thuram being the younger player, there is the business upside down. But if Thuram does come to Italy, maybe you can flip him. Maybe. If Thuram does come to England, maybe to Italy, maybe, and he is successful, it's not hate, brother. I don't. You say I don't get the hate you have on Thuram. This guy's way better than Giroud. That's a fact. But so why is he not be in front of Giroud? Why when Deschamps looks at these players, right, in training?
I'm gonna be honest with you. He's lucky to be on the national team. Like I think there are better French players than him.
Nobody's coming. All these rumors are being floated on Twitter just to minimize the ref. But for Ngboy, would you give this guy 5 million net? Would you have him be the highest paid player in the squad? Absolutely. I mean, come on. Now,
yeah, Colomwani is better. Well, we could have signed Colomwani from Nantes, but whatever.
Yeah, this is the problem. I doubt we get Taremi only for the simple fact that we're using algorithms to gain profit. Exactly.
Yeah, but if we can't get anyone else, I don't know what they're planning because there's no way you can get these players without spending money on wages. Like, anyways, I'm gonna pull up the Mbappe comments just for fun, just because I like.
Okay, guys, listen. For me, as far as the numbers go, as far as the quality in correlation to the quality of the player and the fact that we want to basically give the keys to Milan to Thuram, thumbs down. My say is thumbs down on this operation.
All right, guys, look at this. So this is the French camp. Look, is that Thuram right next to him? No, it's Colomwani. I think it's hard to tell. Mbappe is with the French national team, and he actually had an interview with the Gazzetta dello Sport yesterday, where he once again, this guy, every interview with an Italian newspaper, he mentions Milan. It's crazy. Let's just do me a favor. All right, guys, I'm gonna write a letter to Jerry and just say, Jerry, I know that you like your Moneyball. Get Mbappe, and then for the next 3 years, we'll spend like zero on the transfer market and get free agents only. I'm fine with that. So I think I'm gonna write him a letter. But anyways, so in an interview, he talked about Berlusconi. It says here he once again proclaimed himself to be a fan of AC Milan, and he was joking about how hard it is to speak well of Inter. And that was referring to a previous interview where he said he would only join Milan in Italy if he went to Serie A. That's the only club he would want to join. There's also a clip once of Ronaldo trying to convince him to join Juventus, and he was like, no, and he instantly just like denied it. Okay, he clarified his contract situation. Let's get to the good part. All right, he said, as a Milan fan, he started off this statement. It's hard to speak well of Inter, but they prepared the game well, causing trouble for Man City, talking about the Champions League final. Okay, let's keep going. Shame for the Italians. It was nice for Italian football. Fiorentina and Roma also proved you can do well without the same budget as Wait, did he actually say that? Same budget as PSG, Man City, or other European clubs. Interesting.
Wait.
That's
hold on. Go back to that. What shame for the Italians, but it was nice.
It was nice for Italian football. Fiorentina and Roma also prove you can do well without the same budget as PSG, Man City, or other European clubs. So he literally dissed PSG. That's funny. That's funny. That's how you sign quality players. I've been following Serie A since I am a kid. Surely Ronaldo has brought more visibility to a very tactical league where the general level has risen. Everyone wants to win the Champions League, but you always need maximum equipment for your team. Okay, keep going. Oh yeah, sent a message to Berlusconi's family too. My condolences to his family. It's a big loss for football. He was the historic president of Milan side that made me dream as a kid. I hope fans will honor him as he deserves.
Bruh, for me,
Mbappe is more of a Milan fan than Jerry Cardinale, man.
But of course, 100%. Guys, this is the number one target that I like. This is the apex of apexes. This is the one for me. Like, if you ask me, who is your dream signing in all of football today? Of course, it's Mbappe. He is the number one. So the fact that he's a Milanista is very good news for us, because maybe in the future, there is a possibility of him coming to Milan. I do think that. Because this is a player that has a lot of power already at a very young age. He has a lot of power, and he kind of has the power to decide and choose his own destiny already. There's not many players that have that I've ever seen that have this kind of power. So maybe, guys, in a few years, if there's a stadium there, if our revenues are good, if Milan turns out to be a really good competitive squad, who knows? One can dream. But it's nice. It's nice to know that, the best player in the world right now is a Milan fan, yeah.
I mean, what the heck?
Bro is trying to get a date with Barber with those messages.
I just find it like hilarious because of all the teams, it's Milan, man. Like that. How funny is that?
Yeah. NSM, I'm being serious. Like, when he's going to be maybe 31, 32, there is a chance, I think, of him coming to Milan. I think he's going to most likely do what kind of Ronaldo did. He's going to go for, Real Madrid, because that's where all the best players want to go. Real Madrid, that's where the dreams happen. And then after his Real Madrid experience expires, if Milan is in a good position, I think it is possible to get him around those ages. Yeah.
I just keep seeing pictures of Mbappe with Milan kits on.
Yeah. No, he's a Milanista. He's 100% a Milanista. Yeah, it's a nice little story to say. Guys, like the stream if you want Milan to sign Mbappe. So, guys, let's play this game right now. What are the chances of Mbappe coming to Milan this summer mercato? Like, um, is it 0% or is it 0.1%? Is it 1%, 2%, 10%? What do you think it is? Because even if it is 0.0000001%, that means that there's a 0.00001% chance. And and what would it take essentially to get Mbappe to come to Milan?
Well, it would take high wages.
High wages, right? And how could Milan pull it off essentially?
Well, Jerry would need to take out maybe another loan. Uh, to be honest, go into more debt. You know, stuff like that. But we don't have the. Listen, I don't even know if Jerry has the money. Mbappe's wages at like PSG are like insane. Like he's got like all of these bonuses and like makes like I think 100 million or something. I don't know. I don't even understand his wages, but it would take his will for us to give him like a lot of. It's like probably would have to like break the whole algorithm, you know. But it's just it would never happen. I could never. It's unfathomable.
That's hilarious. Black magic. 1%. PSG gave him in his over 150 million last year. That's insane. But you have to imagine that this guy already has all the money in the world. So like, how much more money do you need? Of course, he's probably hoarding it.
Yeah.
I think, guys, that it would have to be some kind of operation where the sponsors pay for it, where the club pays for a portion of his salary, then the sponsors pay for another portion of his salaries. But it would all depend on the player. It would have to be the player to decide to come to Milan. But then again, so let's say we can take care of the financial situation. What about the project in itself? Would Milan be a project that Mbappe would be inspired to come to? That's another question. Because I'm sure Mbappe at his age right now, his goals is the Champions League. Like he is not going to freaking retire without winning the Champions League. That's what is in his mind. He's already won the World Cup. He's already made all the money in the world. He's won everything in France. He's missing the Euro Cup, but he's won the biggest trophy out of them all, World Cup already as a freaking teenager. So what is he missing? The Champions League. He's missing the Euros. That's going to be with France. He's missing the Ballon d'Or. So how is he going to achieve the Champions League and the Ballon d'Or? Can it be with AC Milan right now, Antonio?
Yeah, honestly, let's put Mbappe up top and let him do whatever he wants. Leao, or we can play two strikers, put both of them, and then bring in like some free midfielders. We've got Tonali, we've got Teo, Manyan, got solid defense. All you need now, I mean, if we imagine with just Mbappe up top and Leao, do you think? I think we could win the UCL. Like,
no, you would need more. It's still not enough.
you need more, but like that they can do mad. Like Mbappe can like just single handedly. I mean, the UCL he's been carrying PSG the past few years. Like,
yeah, I don't know about that.
I think our biggest weakness is our goal scoring ability.
I mean,
maybe our midfield as well in terms of like tactically. But
I'll give you this, Antonio. I'll give you this. Obviously, the chances go up, way upper than what we have now. Of course, you have a serial scorer in Mbappe, and you have hopefully what will become the best left winger in the world with Leao. So yeah, of course. But to win the Champions League, it's not just that. Remember, we like to say Kaká won the 2007 Champions League, but Kaká was protected by Gattuso, Ambrosini. He had Pirlo there managing the midfield. He had Nesta, Maldini. He had Dida. Then there was Seedorf. It's like you need a lot of players in order to create these winning teams.
We've got a lot of them though. I think we have Tonali. We have our whole back four. I think is good enough. And our goalkeeper is top.
Yeah, I think that's a good argument, actually. I mean, yeah, so Tonali can be considered in that category. Um, Teo Hernandez can be considered in that category. Mañan can be considered in that category. Tomori, I don't know. Maybe.
Xiao
Uh,
maybe in like a year or two.
yeah, Chao, maybe. Yeah. Calabria, maybe. We don't know.
Kalulu can play there too.
Kalulu, yes. Benacera, I think so. I think so. But I think you need still more, still a
Yeah,
lot
we're
more.
also in a situation where we've lost Diaz and we're like still kind of looking around at who's going to come in, you know. So we'll see if we
Right.
can get another top player.
Yeah. So my prediction with Mbappe is that he's going to join Real Madrid because that's where all the roads lead. He's going to have a very similar career to Cristiano Ronaldo. Real Madrid is a team that is very ambitious. They play to win the Champions League over every year.
Yeah, people are gonna say I'm crazy, but Mbappe is after when now that Messi and Ronaldo have left, Mbappe is that guy. Like he's the I don't care about Holland. I'm sorry, Mbappe is the best player in Europe now.
Yes,
Like
one
he's
one
the
hundred
best
percent.
player.
There's no doubt about that. He is the best player in the world, I would say.
Yeah, now
Like
that they've left.
he has inherited now the best player in the world category or whatever. Um Tayo Taz with Mbappe, our chances of winning UCL will drastically increase. Yeah, of course. Instead of Kamada, how about hear me out, guys? Celtics Kyogo Furihashi. I'm not familiar with him. Not familiar with him. As far as Kamada, as far as we know, the news on Kamada is that this management is still interested in Kamada.
Oh,
Um,
breaking news!
okay, breaking news, guys. Let's
It's
go.
it's not about Milan though, but it is very very interesting. Sky Sports News breaking: Newcastle United are in talks with Inter Milan over a £50 million deal for Nicolo Barella. Like this is it's official. It's from like a super reliable source.
Um, so 50 million pounds. Wow.
Inter are desperate for money. By the way, they're in some serious debt.
This guy scored 34 goals last season. Damn, that's insane. What's his name?
Uh,
Furuhashi. Kyogo
let me
Furuhashi.
wait. Let me look
Wow,
this guy up. What's his name?
that's insane. 30 goals just in the league? Okay, so you were saying Barella 50 million, Newcastle going in for Barella at 50 million.
£50 million. That's what they offered it.
So that's
It
around
looks like
60 million euros.
So that could refinance their entire mercato if they sell Barella and then. But then Inter fans are going to be really pissed off if that happens, just because he's an
I
Inter.
think there's more chance of Mbappe coming to Milan than Barella
Oh
leaving.
damn! This guy has 27 goals in the league.
Wow.
What the heck is this guy? Kyogo Furu. How old is he? He's he's 28 years old. Small, 5'7", and he's a forward player. Let me see. Let me see if I can find some highlights. 27 goals is crazy. What the heck? It is in Scotland though, so.
Yeah, of course. When you talk about those leagues there, you have to consider, the difference in quality for sure. Like kind of like the MLS, but I would maybe I don't know if the Scottish league is. I think if the Scottish league is
I used to watch some of the Scottish league. Don't ask me why. Um, it's it's kind of like a Premier League with just a lot lower quality, and there's only like two good teams in the entire league, essentially.
mm, Barella is worth more than 90 million easily. It is. It kind of does look like a steal for sure. Hold on. What is this Brazil scout?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike is heading to Arsenal. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Like Lapadula.
Damn. Volley. He's short though.
So he's their center forward at 5.7.
I don't know what their formation is. I'll check.
He scored a big goal in the cup. Oh wow, he is small. Huh?
He's like 5'7", yeah.
That's quite impressive. Lapadula had 30-something goals in Serie B the year before we bought him, but then he came to Milan, and that was a nice goal. Good coordination there from that angle, bringing it back. Thiago not in World Cup squad. Yeah, he's an interesting player with this amount of goals. Like, players that score this amount of goals are always interesting. Yeah, always interesting. You always have to keep an eye on them and see how they develop and how they keep on going. Barella is way better than Declan Rice. Guys, did you see West Ham against Fiorentina? How bad was West Ham as a team? I don't even know how Fiorentina let West Ham win, but yeah. I really don't think Barella is going to be going to Newcastle. Look at this comment right here. Serie is washed, man. Get smashed by all the EPL teams in European finals, and now they're taking your best players. Bruh. It's not nice. It hurts. It's painful. It is 100% painful. Okay. Let's go on to the news.
And Roy, I think the top G has to go soon. Can he jump in?
Okay, yeah, sure. Get him in.
All right.
To the news.
Hey, Roy, I think Hey, before I let you in, can you turn off the TV? Juido. Hello.
Hello, okay, now I was on the backstage, so hello.
What's up, Guido? Come va?
Va benissimo. You guys, when you guys talk, it's fun, man. You said perfect things before. What you guys want to talk about? Because there is so many things that I wanted to talk. Everything you're talking right now. Do you guys underestimate who's that guy that texts those stupid things? I'm sure he's not a Milan fan. About Italian, did he watch the Italian finals, the Europa League? The only game that we deserved to lose was the one with the U20. I give it credit to Uruguay, but that's South American, they're not freaking North European. So all the final Italy played, they could ever win. Of course, Sevilla played better than Roma. That's Mourinho. So, but you think the Inter? How much I hate the Inter didn't deserve to win with them? At least the 4 easy goals they missed. How many easy goals the Man City lost?
You know what? Guido, you know what the problem is? Is that you're 100% correct. Like West Ham is an awful team.
They play all defense, all game, all defense.
But in the end, they won. And at the end, they're the ones that.
Don't talk like this, because the soccer, it's a very little line. Milan, when used to win the Champions League final, was 4-0 to Barcelona with the 2 center team missing. Those are the final that nobody can say anything. But all the games that I watched lately, it was both teams could win, but I believe Inter, it's so talking good about Man City. Man City couldn't even move the ball around. How much pressure Inter was doing. I hate to say that. They destroyed us. Now I know why. Not only because we suck, because they're a good team and they got good players. So if not, they could never have all those chances. When Man City look shaking, they were scared, believe me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that all of this analysis is a precise analysis, and it is the correct analysis. But at the end of the day, the people that live in the social medias, the people that talk.
They're ignorant. I want to see if this guy watched the games. West Ham will stay in the area, not even in the defense, in the area all game. And they were doing counter-attack. They used to make fun of us, Italian style and stuff like that. Argentina. Fiorentina dominate them. Okay? So.
Yeah, but listen, at the end of the day, again, Guido, the ones that lift up the cup were the other teams. So they're going to look at the Italian teams as the losers and the other teams as the winners. At the end of the day, it's losers against winners. They don't look at.
So you know what? We won the European Cup with the national team, and we dominate the field, so they can learn some soccer because they want to teach us something. Okay, because after they score the goal, England disappear from the field. They can say whatever they want. We dominate the ball, at least the field. So that's Italy. That's a national team. That's count more than all the Italian teams are full of foreign people. There's how many Italians? So I don't even consider Italian anymore anyway. And that's why I won Italian group. Every cup Milan won was the Italian group. Go look all the cups we won. And now you can put Rui Costa, you can put Van Basten. I don't care. It was all the Italian players. The most how do you call it? The heart of the team was Italian. No. So
yeah.
People can
wait. By the way, who's the one in chat who said this? Like, what's
no. He is a Milan fan, by the way.
Who is it? Who is it?
It was ATO2. And
who's this guy? Who's this guy, Ishan? Tell me I don't have a daughter.
Yeah, no. He is where is he? Sarah's Watchman gets smashed by all the EPL teams in European finals, and now they're taking your best players.
They even want to talk the way they play. At least West Ham and Man City, they should never talk the way they played. Man City dominate every game except Inter. Inter, they didn't dominate anything, Man City. They were pressuring. When Man City was starting from the goalkeeper, Inter was pressuring because people confuse Inzaghi with the Conte. Conte is a defensive guy. I like Inzaghi. I hate him as a person. He always crying and stuff like that. But as a coach, he's 10 times better. He wasn't doing good because Inter was missing 20 goals a game. When they start scoring the goals, that's what Inter did. They went to the final. They won all the game of the Serie at the end. You know, so people don't watch games. I watch games. So
yeah, I know all of this stuff, man. You don't.
You want to? You know how much we love the Kvaratskhelia? Okay, Kvaratskhelia, 12 games, no goals, no assist. So we used to say, "Oh, this guy's gonna be Maradona." My ass. I'm sorry. I changed my mind.
Hold on.
Wait, if Calabria can stop you 4 times in a row, that means you're not bad. You know.
Here we disagree 100%, because even if he in the last, first of all, he finished the season with something like almost 30 goals.
No, listen, you know what I heard.
Hold on.
Did I always agree with you about Kvaratskhelia?
Fammi finire. But at the end of the day, even if he didn't score in the last games, the way he played, the quality of his game, the way he made his team play, if it's not the assist, it's the hockey assist. You know, if he's always creating spaces, he's always like to now say that this guy is not a top player, I think that's a stretch. Because
but player that plays 4 times the same defense, like a Calabria, 4 times didn't touch a ball, they got to be some problem.
But it's not
that he didn't touch the ball. He still was able to create chances.
Yeah. To compare what he does, please. No, listen.
Anyways,
when I saw him in the beginning,
please.
You know, the problem is that after a while, when you become known, they know you, they're going to start double you and this and that. So if you don't score for 12 games and on assist, that means you got to start having problem. And we'll see next year. I thought he was a top class. I don't think he is anymore. Okay, because the 12 games is now like Calabria. Other people stopped it.
Dad, you're wrong about this. But anyways, let's talk about Mbappe. All right.
You guys talk about Mbappe. You say if you get Mbappe, we win the Champions League. But this year we've been lucky because we face only Tottenham as a Premier League teams that they say they're so good. We didn't face any top clubs in Europe because the group we got destroyed from Chelsea.
When I say that, you get mad at me.
But because I'm always positive, you know. I'm never gonna say Milan.
Piece of whatever.
Yeah, we reached the semi-final, but you cannot say with the top 4 in Europe because it's ridiculous. If we got to play Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, all those things, Real Madrid, all of them, and then we see if we beat them all. So that's the only way to say that. So not only Milan, any team that say, oh, the four top, that's BS. So for me, count only the one that win the cup. That's what it counts. So beside that, let's talk about Mbappe. Okay, you think you get Mbappe? Okay, first of all, you keep Leao at 5 million a year, or you get Mbappe 100 million, 200, 300, who knows how much it costs. Or you remake, instead of getting Mbappe, maybe I get Haaland or Alvarez, I get 2-3 players, and then I win the Champions League. Because I already have Leao, I don't need Mbappe. Of course, Mbappe is good, and he's a Milan fan. So, with the money Mbappe, we got to be realistic now. If you want to make it jokes, okay. But
obviously,
so you get Mbappe when you already have Leao. So that doesn't make sense.
But Mbappe can play everywhere. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I wanted the best right. I want Mahrez instead of Mbappe on a right wing. That's what I want on the right wing. So I get Mahrez, I get Haaland, I get Alvarez, whatever he is, the best scorer right now. Okay. Talking about what's the other guy? You guys were talking about the 7 million a year. Oh my gosh.
Thuram.
You know that's a double than Giroud makes. And don't come tell me he's 26 years old. Giroud won everything. So Giroud could have asked 10 million easily because he was free. If we pay 1 million or 2 million, a release clause, because he had something signed with the Chelsea. So you bring Thuram, even at 5 million, I would never give it 5 million to a player that never scored too much. So we gotta give it 5 million to him. Be honest with you, I keep Messias, I keep Salamaker, I keep 3-4 players. Because the only one player that make them money, and I agree with Roy when he said in the beginning, how can you give it 5 million? What about he doesn't deliver? So what are you going to do with them? Like, look Origi. We're lucky if we get rid of Origi. 4 million a year. When people look at the stat, if they do the algorithm, who the heck want to get Origi 4 million a year? And he was coming from Liverpool. This guy come from Germany. So, and plus, he's not a player that we want because Pioli, until there is Pioli, he was the player with the shoulder to the post, physical, tall, can do all kind of play.
You know what? Let me add on to that. We already have a player like that. His name is Leao. We're paying him 5 million.
Yeah,
we need to get a different kind of player that can complement Leao, not a player that is going to step on Leao's feet. So I for me, this is a big red flag. Like, what is this club doing? Like, are they not thinking this out through? Like, do they really? It looks like to me when they get in those offices, they think Thuram is the next best player in the world. I mean, maybe they're right.
Roy, it may even happen. He comes to Milan and scores 50 goals. Who knows? The problem is, what about the other player? You guys talk about Hernandez is a phenomenon. The other guys are phenomenal. They make a 4.5 million, 5 million. It doesn't matter. We have to pay them. When the player, that's the money the player makes each year. So you don't care about how much you paid for him. So
one thing though, just to clarify one thing, Pioli does like this guy because Pioli is pretty clear.
Because Pioli is an handicap.
Okay. Well, apparently Pioli's been calling him, by the way. So.
Yeah, Aristotle, please.
All right. Anyway, guys, let's go on to the next piece of news because this one.
Wait, bro. One last thing, Dad. Do you know anything about Arda Guler? What are your thoughts on that guy?
Is that a young kid? I never heard. I don't know.
Yeah, he's the Turkish guy.
I don't know because I couldn't even watch well.
Wait, though. Let's have the Vice Brasilia conversation in the next few years. And we'll.
No, I don't know this guy. He may be good. What about the other guy, Georgian too? Scarola. What's his name? What's the other guy that link with Milan all the time? He played with the Lyon or the.
No.
Segrova. What's his name?
Oh, that guy's good. That guy's actually.
He's Georgian too.
Yeah. That guy's actually good. I did look at him. He's a.
So for me, 70 million for a team like Real Madrid, Manchester United is nothing. But for us, the problem is we talk. How much budget do we have? Nobody knows yet. I want to say something about Barella. That's the move that I love. See, Inter, how much I hate Inter. They got Marotta. Is the best in the world. Okay, Marotta with the debts and everything. Look at the team he made. Okay, you know what they want to sell Barella because they're going to get Milinkovic-Savic for less. I'm telling you what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Because Milinkovic-Savic got linked with the Inter now. So he sell Barella for maybe 60 million. Because 50 million pounds, I don't know how much he is. Maybe 53, 50, I don't know. And then maybe get Milinkovic with 40 million. You never know.
They're actually 30 million, I heard.
Shit, 30, my ass. He's not going to give to you for 40 million.
Whatever, we'll see. But
you don't know Lotito.
Yeah,
you guys,
no, I said
the player on the bench. He don't care. He put him on the stadium.
No, I said if they sell Barella, they're going to finance their whole mercato this way.
Yeah, but they just need Milinkovic. I take Milinkovic 10 times. Barella is a, you know what you get Frattesi is the same thing, same player.
They're looking at Frattesi actually right now. Frattesi
yeah, see, listen, they got Marotta. I'm sorry.
Frattesi
they got Marotta.
But Frattesi could be the replacement for
Barella. He played the same position, the right side.
No. Frattesi is more of a replacement for Brozovic. Barella could be the replacement.
No, come on, Roy, don't make me laugh. Roy, but you ever see the way Frattesi play? Frattesi go score, go to the side. Gattesi is exactly like Barella. Brozovic is like Pirlo, not come Pirlo, but the same position. He play in front of the defense. Have you ever seen Frattesi the way he plays? He moves all over the field. He runs on the wing. He goes inside. No, it's not even compare here. Not at all.
But Frattesi plays.
I watch Sassuolo games.
Frattesi plays deeper. So, you know, maybe they are looking to get Frattesi. I don't think he actually is very similar to Barella too, but maybe they're looking to change their style of play. I don't know. The thing about Inter,
Brozovic is only one in Inter team. Then they played without Brozovic. Çalhanoğlu is not the same.
They got
the other guys are the same.
They got Asllani to try to.
Yeah, Asllani. They got Asllani. Imagine they got Asllani. I love that guy. I love Asllani. They don't even let him play. Imagine that. We don't even look at our midfield. If Tonali,
wait, guys, one thing.
Tonali get injured, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do if Tonali get injured? You guys answer me.
Hey guys, wait, one thing. Roy, did you read the news about how we want to generate a profit of 500 million euros within our trip for the next 2 years?
Yeah. We
okay. So basically, their plan is to spend 20 to 30 million every summer, and just keep building their. Just keep building.
Yeah, to make the stadium.
All right, listen, guys, listen. I have to move on with the show, okay? So I have to move on with the show. So we got to go to the next piece of news, and it's got to do with Mike Maignan. So let's look at this. London is calling. So what is this all about? Mike Maignan was being contested by Chelsea earlier in the beginning of this mercato year. The mercato, by the way, has not officially started. It starts in July. But Maignan is a player that hasn't renewed his contract yet. So let's keep that in mind. He is a player that we have to watch out for because he is one of the best in his position, arguably the best. And you have all the big money teams that are definitely looking at him. So let's look at this. AC Milan should be set for a very busy summer in the transfer window, and it seems that could be plenty of flights between Milan and London. As has been reported, the Rossoneri hold an interest in multiple targets that currently play for a Premier League team based in London, particularly Arsenal in London. There appear to be 5 primary names for Arsenal and Chelsea that Milan hold a serious interest in. And they are Chelsea, Carney Chukwueze, who I saw play against Italy in the U20s. This guy did not do anything that whole game. I don't know why we're linked to that guy. Christian Pulisic, another player that makes way too much money. He's useless. I have no idea if I'm linked to this person. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a player that has been a bench player for 20, at 27, only has 10 appearances with the national team. Why are we linked to him? Reese's Pieces Nelson, who they're telling me he's a good player. I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to say anything. Volrin Balogun, which is a player that I do like. I do like Balogun. I think Balogun, out of all of these names, aside from Nielsen, that I don't know, but Balogun is a player that I do like, and I think that's a very good option for the offense. So heading the other way, Chelsea are seriously interested in signing Mike Maignan from Milan. The French goalkeeper has shown himself to be amongst the best in the world. There's currently a very good working relationship between Milan hierarchy and Chelsea, which means some of these deals could really go ahead, although likely not all of them. So let's stick with Magnan for a second. And would you guys consider Magnan as a player that you would sell in exchange of one of these players that have been mentioned here?
Heck no. I would
so
not.
you don't have a vision. Okay.
What do you think?
Wait, Ro, you say in exchange or money plus a player?
Money plus exchange.
How much money?
It has to be a lot of money. You tell me.
You tell me 80 million plus a player. First of all, what player? But basically, depends how much they get paid a year. So Milan don't want a player from Chelsea if they get paid 10 million a year. Second of all, I'll take all the money. Give me 100 million. I don't want any players. And then I buy Milinkovic-Savic. I buy Vicario. How much Vicario cost the Italian goalkeeper? They say it's the best Italian goalkeeper. Okay, is he Magnan? It's not Magnan. I love Magnan. Magnan for me, if I was a Berlusconi Milan, Magnan would stay forever.
Yeah.
But the problem is, but then I have a long vision. Okay, how many months in 2 years Magnan got injured? 7 months, 6 months. Yeah. So what about, he got hurt on the calf. When we were talking on the live with Rock was on the live. He was asking me, I say it's very difficult to come back from the calf. How long do you think it's going to take? What about this guy? Because we know Magnan is very athletic. He played with the feet a lot. So he can get injured again. You never know. So what about we get lots of money and we get a good goalkeeper? Vicario, I think, is young. How old is he? First of all, he's an Italian player. So we need more Italian players.
I think Vicario is with the U21, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. So I'm asking you guys, how much do you think is they want to sell for? Because many people want Vicario.
Let me check.
You know what I mean? With the money in Magnan, which we don't even know if he's going to get injured again. Because he's young, but he's not too young. How old is he? 28? 29? How old is he?
No, Vicario is 26.
26, yeah.
No, Magnan.
26, 27, 26, 27.
No, Magnan is older than that.
He's 27.
27 going to 28, Magnan.
Okay, so beside that, I'm not saying he's old. What I mean is, what about get injured again and you lost all the money? You never know, because with those kind he got injured twice already. But beside the wrist, I mean, you never know. Because the way he plays hard. He always get injured. So we know he has this tendency to. So if they give me 100 million cash, look how many players we can buy that we need.
Well, the problem with that, that we still have to figure out with this team is if we do sell a player for, let's say, 100 million, how much of that money actually gets reinvested into, buying players? So that's something. That's something that we still need to find out. But you do bring up an interesting point. Mike Magnan does have injury issues, and he missed a lot of months. We're not talking about weeks. We're talking about months.
That's what I'm talking about.
And those months have been crucial. They have been crucial because
we lost everything.
It's always been there where the team has deteriorated and then had a really tough time catching up. But I agree that essentially, like Berlusconi would have done, Mike Magnan for me stays for life in AC Milan. When he retires, the number 16 goes up in the stands. It never gets worn again by anybody else. That's how I would do things.
I love Magnan, but not only because he's a goalkeeper, the personality when he's on the field. When it was the other guy, Tatarusano, everybody was scared. They wouldn't give the ball back because they were scared to pass the ball back. I mean, he's another level. But what I mean is, you can still find a good goalkeeper, not a fundamental like him, because we still have Tonali. Sooner or later, Tonali got to become the captain because he's the Milan fan. He's the midfielder. He got to be the captain. So, what I mean is, you can find a very good player with that kind of money. That's what I mean, So instead of again, if he get injured, what we do? Magnan is good when he's on the field, not when he's outside.
So basically, the operation hasn't yet happened, which is something that we have not seen yet in the news. Is Sportiello? Sportiello was a Maldini Massara operation. We haven't heard about Sportiello yet. Now, Sportiello did play for Atalanta. He is a good goalkeeper in his early 30s. So Sportiello should be an upgrade to Tata Russano. But we haven't heard anything about Sportiello since the firing of Maldini. I don't know if this operation is still happening. But essentially, the plan...
No, Sportiello is a deal done. Sportiello is done.
Guys, I got to take a call. Sorry, Antonio, take over.
Okay. So are you sure Sportiello's a done deal?
Sportiello, I heard after Maldini's gone. I heard many times when the YouTubers long gone and those people talk, they say Sportiello is the only done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we have they kept the other Italian. What's the old guy? What's the old guy that was a third goalkeeper?
Mirante.
Mirante. So we have now two Italian, Sportiello and Mirante. Of course, Magnan, until if you don't get sold, he's the first. But what I mean, imagine if they could buy Vicario, Sportiello, at least they speak the same language. What I mean, they can train together, do the same thing. Plus, if I'm not wrong, didn't Moncada got a guy from France, the young kid? Who's the young goalkeeper?
Yeah, I heard his name is Noah Ravern. I don't know if it's a done deal.
How old is he?
That guy's young. I think he's like 21.
They said he's really good.
Well, yeah, we got to see how he does, but I saw that was a done deal, but I don't know if once.
Well, he's going to the youth team.
He's only 17. Wow.
But was 17. Maldini played professional 17. Donnarumma was 16. When Donnarumma started playing, he was 16. So sometimes we got to try something. I mean, and listen, if you don't have a good defense, you could have the best goal or whatever. He's still going to get scored. Don't worry about it. Because when Baresi, Maldini, Costa Curta, the goalkeeper was always the best in the world because it was never getting scored. So, but because of the defense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there's no goalkeeper we can get that's gonna keep the same level as Magnan if we get rid of him.
Listen, Magnan, he's good and everything, but I mean, he always gonna be, you know, for that kind of money. But the problem is, like Roy said, do they invest the money or they keep the money? That's the problem. You tell me, okay, we sell this guy for 100 million, which, like I said, I love Magnan, but he can be injured. You never know. Because when you have a calf problem, you never know how long. Because they're all like, how do you call, something that can stay, cicatrize. How do you say in English? I forgot.
What?
You never know. It's not that you're just walking. You play soccer. So when you have some kind of problem, the calf is one of the most delicate part of the body.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's
a goalkeeper. You got to jump. How many times you got to fly? You got to jump and come back down. So,
all right, guys.
What I mean, okay, you don't sell, and then next year, boom, another injury, and you say, "Oh, what the heck? I could have sell him."
So listen, Guido, to conclude this Magnan thing. So you're saying, if the price is right, based on how the team is being managed right now, sell him, and then use the money to reinvest on like players like SMS.
Yeah, I don't want a Chelsea players. No one.
No Chelsea.
Who do you want at Chelsea? And how much they get paid a year? They're not going to give up their money. So, plus, how much they're going to evaluate those players? They're going to say, okay, we give you 50 million. No way. I don't give you Magnan. I don't care what player you give me. Milinkovic-Savic, maybe.
Listen, for me, Magnan, if you sell him, like the thing is this, guys, that England has set the standards. All right. If you sell Magnan, you cannot sell him for 60 million. You have to sell him for 150 million. If Grealish is 120 million, Magnan has to be 150 million.
No. If Grealish 150, Magnan is a 300.
So what I'm saying is, like, we can't. Not only the EPL is screwing everybody, but they're even screwing us in the market. And I don't know why Italian teams are like bending over to these demands. Like Barella for 50 million. Bro, they're paying players
Yeah.
they're paying midfielders in England that are not even half of Barella for 90 million, 100 million. Like what are the Serie A teams doing? Like stop.
Hey,
bending over.
Roy, let me tell you something. The only Italian team is Juventus because we are on from investment fund American. Rome is American. Spezia is American. Parma, whoever is. Inter is Chinese. I mean, which is the other? We talk about Italian owner or Italian teams? Because, I don't think the owner is the one that does all the magheggi. How do they say,
Guys, we have some breaking news. Can you check this out, Antonio, if this is true?
Checking now.
Antonio, breaking news. Milan make 150 million bid for Chukwueze.
Oh, 15.
By the way, how much it cost that guy? I like it, but listen, in Italy, don't go away like that. Believe me, they don't let you go.
What's the source?
I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble adapting to Italy in the beginning, but we'll see. Maybe not.
Source, please.
Asen, do we have a source, Asen?
Oh, by the way, another piece of news. I don't know if you read this, but Nicolo Shira said that Milan are interested in Arda Guler. They're one of the teams among PSG, Dortmund, Benfica, and Napoli.
Guys, what did I say? What did I tell you?
Well, is that a young kid?
Yep.
Yeah, the young kid. What did I tell you guys? He's going to go to Dortmund, and then Dortmund in 2 years, 3 years is going to sell him 150 million to Real Madrid.
But also, while I wait on that source, there's another thing about Mbappe. The French president Macron is pushing to make Mbappe stay at PSG.
What the heck he cares?
Bro, that's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. Like
the president of France is like
leave the player alone.
Yeah, you guys said before the freaking Mbappe, in Milan we're gonna win the Champions League.
Yeah.
They didn't win with the Messi, Neymar,
Guido,
365 players.
Guido.
Yeah,
Antonio said that. I didn't say that.
No, I said you guys. I don't know.
I said we can win the Champions League.
Listen. Do you remember the Galacticos Real Madrid? They didn't win nothing to compare what they could ever win.
No, you need a lot more than
they had Beckham, Ronaldo, even Cassano was there.
Okay, I just found the source that he read it from. It's from
All right, guys.
It's from an Italian journalist. I think he's somewhat legitimate. We'll see if the other ones confirm it. AC Milan has made a 15 million offer for Chukwueze. Villarreal is demanding 30 million, but a higher offer will be submitted in the coming days. So that shows you that at least we're somewhat serious about him. We'll see if we get him.
Listen, for sure, guys, right now, out of all the operations that we're doing, this is the one that is collecting the most steam. So this is going to be probably the first big operation. And Messias, just Visselo Messias can probably cover half of the expenses. And let's see if even Salamakers, what happens with that. But this looks like the first operation that we're going in for. I do think this is an upgrade to Messias, but I don't think we're getting like a gem here. We are getting a player, but probably not a gem.
Do you guys know how much it's worth a Salamaker? Because you really guys want to get rid of a player like that? They stay in the bench, just be quiet. He can play. That guy can play any position. He play left or right.
Wait. Hold on. Let's not be quiet. He's not quiet though, because he's upset about his playing time. So he wants to leave too.
But if he wants to leave, I bring you to the door myself. When somebody say, like when I got divorced, I don't even call the door. I sign right away. So if somebody don't want to be with me, I take you to the door. I take you to the door myself. If you don't want to be with me, that's no doubt about that.
Okay. So let's talk about Salamakers for a second. Personally, no, I would never sell Salamakers because Salamakers offers you tactical solutions that are very could be very useful, right? Especially for not offensively, but for other scenarios. The more solutions a coach has, the better it is for the coach. So I personally would not sell Salamakers, but if that's what the management wants to do, that's what the management wants to do.
Roy, and he got 2 feet.
and he's got 2 feet. And,
He
and
play
if,
left and right, believe it or not.
and if a player wants to leave, and he wants to leave, but I do think that I don't put Chukwueze in the same category as Salamakers. Chukwueze is an offensive player. So for me, Chukwueze and Messias are the 2 players that need to be compared. It is an upgrade to Messias.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Even though I love Messias, I love it. He got injured, he got probably he's older. So, but if I gotta sell Messias because Salamaker can play in any other position on the field. So
Yeah.
Let's just get Arda Guler. Let's get Chukwueze. Let's get both of them, and let's get what's his name?
do you guys see Roma? Is that true that Roma Gandhi kind of or war?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
Yep.
And they're
One-
gonna, and they're trying
100%
to,
true.
they're trying to.
they
get
already
Thiago
got Matic, they got Wijnaldum, they got all midfielders that I like. They're all
Hold on,
good.
They're trying
Hold
to
on.
get Skamaka too.
Wijnaldum is on his way out. Wijnaldum is on his way out.
He
Matic-
lost all year. I don't know what's his problem, but he's good. I mean,
Ernesto, guys, has some news here. In yesterday's encounter, even the boys' agent reiterated that Villarreal would like around 30 million. Milan offered 15, but in all likelihood, a higher offer will be sent in the next few days. Okay, guys, so we will see. Okay, this is great. I love this. I fucking love this, guys. So finally, we're getting into a real operation.
hey, Roy, let me ask you a question.
One second, Guido. 1 second. We're finally getting into a real operation now. Okay. Finally, this is the first one. So remember, Maldini was criticized because he couldn't get the 35 million down. So let's see how these guys do. If they can meet that, if they can cut it half, go to 20, 25, or if they get close to 30 million.
The low ball masterclass is incoming.
Let's
Money
see.
ball. Oh,
Let's see how we do. All right, Guido. Sorry, what were you
no,
saying?
I want to ask you because I didn't watch the. When I'm honest, I'm honest. I don't know this guy.
This guy is a
The
top
young guy that you talk about, what
Yeah.
position he plays?
right winger. He's top.
Right
He's-
Okay, so we don't need the other guys if we get this kid.
Yeah, but he's 17 years old and he's playing.
And so what are you gonna do? You spend 70 million to put him on a freaking youth team? Are you kidding me, right?
Hey, listen. Listen. If
No,
we
you
put
play him.
Dad, if we play his highlights on the screen, can you watch them on your or no?
Listen, Roy, the problem I have with the Pioli.
We gotta move on.
Roy, the problem I have with the Pioli at Milan, you know what it is? They want to be cheap. They want to buy young players, but then they don't play the young players. They never played Adli. They never played. Ciao played by mistake. Kalulu played by mistake. We had 11 players injured when Kalulu started playing. So Pioli, all this story, he don't make the young people play. He play all Skrunic, Tonali, Vranks never had opportunity like I wanted him to play because he's the only one with the head up. Even Tonali doesn't play with the head up. So, I mean, what we got these young players, no, we're going to do a youth team, and the youth team is almost fight for relegation on Italian league.
I think that Arda Guler is a different situation. I think that Arda Guler is a top talent. He is basically what was Vice Verasquilla last year in the market. He is this market's Vice Verasquilla. So I think that he's not going to be on the bench. He's not going to go to the Primavera. If he comes to Milan, I'm glad Milan is looking into him because how the fuck isn't the Moneyball algorithm not looking into this player?
Yeah.
If he does come to Milan, I'm sure that his impact won't be incredible right away, but we will have a player that could be fighting for the Ballon d'Or in a few years. And maybe
listen, Roy, at 17, if you got good skill, you play anything, anywhere. You may be a little Italian league, maybe shy or stuff like that. Kvaratskhelia, he play. So I don't know how old is he, but I mean, 17 or 19, what's the difference? If you're confident, you know how to play soccer, you got to push him to play.
Yeah,
like Donnarumma, 6 million a year after a year he was making.
The thing is that
He sucked.
The thing is that there's 200, 300, 500 17-year-olds right now, trying to become professional footballers in the academies, but it's only a handful, 1 or 2 or 3 that are good enough to compete with the adults. This guy is not only competing with the adults, but he's outshining the adults. So obviously, again, I will be repetitive. You bring him to the Serie A. Serie A, the defense, the tactics is a whole different world. So he'll need time to adapt to that. But the skills are there. Nobody needs to
Okay,
teach.
so Roy,
this
let
guy
me
anything.
ask you. Yeah, what do you? That's what I mean. If he has the skill, then because what's the guy? D. Cutler. His problem is not the skill. He doesn't have balls. He look like lost. And how old is he? He's not 17. He's 22, 21. I mean,
22.
he look lost. It doesn't matter because he's 17 and doesn't have confidence. So.
Dad, you gotta watch this guy. He's good.
Okay,
Plus,
guys.
What's the start of the other guy? What's the start of the Villarreal player? He doesn't have a great stats.
Oh, hey, by the way, I never told hey Dad, I never told you about Taremi, by the way.
Yeah, that guy. I think I remember him. Did he play?
He plays for Porto. This year.
He played against us.
Hey, hold on. This year he had 45 goals and assists. This year.
Okay, so you think Portugal is not a good league just because it's in Portugal?
He had
No, it's
5
a very
goals.
good
Portuguese players, they're all good.
It's a very good league.
He's Iranian, but yeah, he has.
Yeah, I know. He played against us. Didn't he play against us?
Yeah, he also played in the World Cup.
Yeah, that guy is good. I remember against us. He got a good skill, good control. He's a classic number 9. He got a good move. He can move the ball with his feet.
But
I think he's a good player.
Guido, but not only that, his through balls are very Rui Costa-ish. You remember Rui Costa, how he used to break the split, the defenses?
Yeah.
He has
that's you know what make me pissed off right now? Then I saw Arda in the preseason doing that kind of stuff, and he never had a chance. They destroyed the young kid. So Arda was the only one in Milan team that was cutting the field, cutting the inside, outside the area, cutting the ball inside for the other players. I never seen doing any other player. So
yeah. No,
and we got rid of him. We're gonna get rid of him because Pioli, freaking Pioli, go.
Listen. My first choice for the Mercato right now, as of today, 100% is Taremi. Taremi is a player that I know for sure. He comes to Milan, immediate impact. The quality raises. Not only you have a football quality, but you have a leader there because he's 30 years old. He's a man. He's not a child. He's a full man. Taremi, for me, is the best freaking player we can get right now based on our situation. And then after that, Arda Guler, because Arda Guler is like buying Bitcoin 10 years ago. And then you have the Argentinian kid who looked interesting. You have Chukwueze who looks interesting. But Taremi and Arda Guler, to me, these are the two best things that we can do right now, my opinion.
That's the way soccer works. I mean, football. Because how many times in other live I told you, the number 9, the center mid, and the center D has to be old. Then all the other players, they're all the wings, the side midfielders, the right back, left, those are the ones that runs the most. So they have to be young. So if you put this young kid that you guys talking about, you have a Remy, whatever his name, or Giroud, he's going to fail because when he may put a ball in the middle, he's going to have some good players controlling the ball and stuff like that. He's not going to give the ball to a young kid. Look at Abrams. He runs like crazy. He makes a mess on the field. Yeah, last year he did good, but this year, forget it. So, yeah, even though it's not that I don't like him at all, he fights all the time.
Yeah, and also when we build these teams, we have to also think of who we have. So we already have the player that gives us depth. That's Leao. So we don't need to get another player that does that. We need to get players that complement each other. So that I think that needs to be put in consideration too.
You put that kid on the right, the Leao on the left, and one of those experience in the middle. And you can switch because you got him, you got Giroud. How much it cost that guy?
I don't know. So apparently, Gazzetta dello Sport has an article about him. Guys, listen. Tayo Taz, I saw. Chukwueze, right? I got confused.
Chukwuemeka's trash.
I don't want to call him trash, but let's not overhype him. That's all I'm saying. I don't feel comfortable saying.
Fine, yeah, he's not trash, but he has no technical ability. He's just a tall, physical player. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, listen. Let's go to Zaniolo, another interesting player that was very close to Milan. in the January market. Former AS Roma star Nicolo Zaniolo is keen on making his return to Serie A this summer, and AC Milan are one of the two sides who can make that happen. As has been reported by Corriere della Sera, Zaniolo has only been at Galatasaray in Turkey for half a season, but he now thinks he can make the return and prove his ability. He came very close to joining Milan in January, but the club would not make the funds available, so he opted for Galatasaray. They are therefore one of the options still potentially available to him, whilst Juventus is another very possible destination for the Italian. He left Roma under a cloud when he seemingly fell out with the club, despite being there for many years. It may not be an easy deal, as he has a release clause for foreign clubs, which is set at 30 million. But Serie A clubs, I believe it's 25 million. Zaniolo, interesting player. I like him a lot. I think this also would be a good signing. Difficult to get him. I don't think the management likes him, so it's hard to really pinpoint what the situation is. I think Zaniolo should have come to Milan in January. Also, because yes, we do need Italian players. Because if we don't have Italian players, we can't fucking play in the Champions League. So we do need Italian players, and he is one of the good Italian players. Opinions on Zaniolo?
Not necessary for me. I think there's better targets at the right wing, to be honest. I prefer Chukwueze.
But yeah, for me, the top target would be Guler. Chukwueze probably is. I think Chukwueze right now, if this is what the club wants to do, if they want to go for Chukwueze, then Chukwueze it is. Taremi, Chukwueze, Guler, and Leao, plus a new manager, hopeful. H says. Zaniolo, no thanks. How he will get him if we will buy the guy from Villarreal. Only for cheap. Yeah. Yep. Okay, listen, guys, we're going to go towards the end of the stream today. We did not do an open live today or calls, but we are going to do, maybe we're going to do calls tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So maybe we're going to do calls tomorrow, and then Friday we might do the Milan Forum. I don't know if I'm going to bring back the Milan Forum, guys. We'll see. We'll see if we're going to bring back the Milan Forum. But the news is getting heated, guys. The Chukwueze news is picking up steam.
One more thing. This isn't really about me. It's sort of related to Milan. It's one more really quick piece of news that you're going to like. Fabrizio Romano tweeted today about Nicholas Jackson. Apparently, Chelsea are now interested in him, and he said among other clubs, including Milan and some other teams. But I know you don't like Nicholas Jackson, so it doesn't really matter.
He likes Michael.
It's true. Actually, Michael Jackson was a great artist, but
yeah, I
don't know. I don't know, guys. I saw. We looked at him. All of us was like, "What are we? Are we watching like a Sunday League player here?" When we looked at him, I that's all I can say for now. Maybe we got to look at him again. So, listen. To recap, let's just do a quick recap. Boniface is an interesting prospect. Boniface is an interesting one because Boniface now is not a player that. Okay, let's talk about Boniface. Yeah, let's finish with Boniface because Boniface is actually an interesting player. And I think there was a report here about Boniface, if I'm not mistaken, that we missed. It's this. Yeah.
Oh, this is the guy from what club is he? Union or what? Like Saint Joa or no?
All right, guys. So let's close with this today. Now, this player here is interesting. So, according to what our colleagues at Sempre Milan have learned, there are some difficulties that have emerged in the pursuit of Marcus Thuram. The same difficulties we're speaking about today. All of us agree here that there's no chance we can bring in a player from a mid-level club and give him 5 million, the highest earner, 10 million and all the money he wants. No, he has to humble himself, and he is not bigger than Milan. Milan is bigger than Thuram. Let's not get that straight. So those are the problems, namely the excessive requests for the salary and the competition of PSG. However, he is not the only option being considered because a profile highly appreciated by the new de facto sporting director, Geoffrey Moncada, is coming back into the fashion at Casa Milan in Victor Boniface. The 22-year-old striker currently plays for Belgian club Union Saint-Gilloise, however you say it, and scored 22 goals in 55 appearances last season across all competitions. He was particularly impressive in the Europa League as he netted 6 goals in 10 games as Union SG managed to reach the quarterfinals of the competition, which was unexpected run. Price tag. The 22-year-old is currently valued between 10 to 15 million. The Nigerian center forward still has a 3-year contract with his current club expiring in 2025, but his latest performance have attracted the interest of several clubs, including Milan. Now, this player is interesting. He's only 22, so there's a lot that we need to discover about him. Obviously, why is he interesting? Because if we do get a player like this, you're not going to be paying 5 million. You don't have to guarantee him a starting spot. He's a player that will have to come and earn his spot and try and work for a better contract. That's one thing that why I really liked how Milan was built. Milan was built in such a way that the players needed to work their asses off in order to get better contracts, and they did. So Boniface would be that kind of player. He comes in, he has to work his ass to get a better contract. Thuram, on the other hand, would have to come in. He lives on a silver platter, gold, grapes, and the whole thing. So I am curious about this operation. What do you guys know about him?
So you said they were in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched them a little bit. And I did see him score some nice goals against some Europa League teams. I think he's interesting. Once again, though, for me, I would prefer Taremi.
Of course.
But this
that
guy,
goes unsaid.
yeah, but this guy here, he's like, it feels to me like one of those typical Moneyball signings. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's younger. Maybe he keeps improving, but I haven't seen it. I want to watch more of him before I make a decision. But he did look like a dangerous striker when I did see him. Like he was one of their go-to players up top, like always causing trouble. I think they beat like a Bundesliga team actually. I forget if it was I think it was Union Berlin or maybe they lost to them, I forget, but it was a good game. And he performed well. He scored like a few goals I think against them, so I liked him.
Yeah, again, it's an interesting prospect for sure. So it's a decent link. I think this one is a decent link, and it's not too crazy as far as what the demands are. And also, the thing about him is that you buy him, let's say at 12 million, you know something like that. If they were to sell him for that price, you give him a 2.5 million contract or something like that. I'm sure he's making less than that right now. And then he is 22. If he does do well, this is a player that the whole Moneyball thing can work. You can flip him for a really good price. Anyway, in chat they're asking what happened with Openda. Openda, guys, is a target that we lost because another team got him.
RB Leipzig.
RB Leipzig ended up.
It's still not a done deal, but it looks like it's going to be a done deal soon.
Yeah. It's not official yet, but all the reports were suggesting that the operation was almost done.
To be honest with you, Roy, I'm kind of I'm not maybe not happy, but I don't really care.
Hold on. Openda to me is a better player than Chukwueze, though. I would rather have Openda than
I disagree
Chukwueze
with that, but they're different positions. Like Openda's like he moves around, but Chukwueze is a right winger.
Yeah, Chukwueze is specifically a right winger, while Openda is a player that can play in left, center, and right. I would have preferred to get Openda and put him on the right because Openda does have some insane, crazy-ass speed. And it's something that you can use on the wing, especially if you're going to play depth. You're going to play depth on the left, then play depth on the right. But it looks like the way this is going to look like is just like we had it with Messias. On the left, we're going to play depth down the line, while on the right, we're going to play we're not going to play depth, but we're going to cut in from the right.
I think, but Chukwueze is also fast too. Like it's not like he's not fast.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's fast. He's probably faster than Messias.
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't see him have the same pace as Openda or as Leao or even Zaniolo. Zaniolo has incredible pace too. It looks to me like he's very rapid. He's got very fast feet. Um, but does he have the ability to run into space and do those 100 sprint meter races that like an Openda can do, Leao can do? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more about him. One thing for sure is that Chukwueze, guys, looks like we're going in. We're going in for Chukwueze. We're putting in the money. We're going to try and pull the trigger on this. So we're going to discover how this team operates in the mercato, and then we're going to discover whether or not this is a good signing or not. Now, for 15 million, how much do you think we're going to spend on him? What do you think?
I would say it's going to end up being 20 to 25 million, plus maybe like some like resale value or something like that.
Sorry, I was reading this, and I agree here. They want 35 million for Openda. Openda is a better footballer. Chukwueze with more finish. Yeah, he's got a more finishing abilities. Sorry, Antonio, say that again one more time.
So I would say, I don't know if I agree with that, but anyways, I would say for 20 to 25 million euros plus maybe a resale, then you can get Chukwueze.
20 to 25 million. Interesting. Yeah. So they want 30 million for Chukwueze. Let's see what Milan can do. Let's see how they're bargaining. Let's see what their
Master
bargaining skills are
lowball.
like. Yeah.
Hashtag Moneyball, hashtag lowball, hashtag Jerry's balls.
Jerry's balls, guys. He's putting them out there. Hey, have you guys liked the stream yet?
Get on the stream, like it now. Like it, or Jerry will sneak into your bedroom tonight. Oh, Roy. Also, we were talking while you were like on your little like call about Noah, Ravier, and Sportiello. Like, are those signings like done deals? Do you know? Like that French?
It is.
Because like, why we haven't heard anything about them? So,
I have not heard anything about Sportiello since the Maldini firing, but it looks like. Okay, what did you hear? Tell us.
I heard from the YouTuber that I can trust, like Longoni, those people, because they connect, the TV station in Italy. So they say, I think that I don't know if they're allowed to sign the contract because we gotta wait June 15, I think, or June 30. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah.
I think June 15 they finish the contract with the other team. I don't know if they can sign before that.
I love
all the damn deals they talk about. I don't know if they really can sign before the end of the last year contract.
Yeah, right. It has to be the day that their contract expires. Essentially, that's when they can do it. Yeah.
Hey, Roy, did you talk about Berlusconi's funeral or like his like tribute?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I want to say a lot of Inter people were there too, but on Twitter people are already commenting about our offer for Chukwueze, like how it's a low ball offer. Like people are like making memes about it. Like step 1, always piss them off with offerings of 10 to 15 million less than what the club demands. This other guy was like AC cheeky low ball offer, in the hopes of.
Well, let's see if this works out. Interesting player. Okay, listen, guys. We gotta close. We're finished for the day, Antonio. I gotta close.
Yep, sounds good.
So everybody that joined us, guys, once again, thank you very much for being here with us. Make sure you click that like button and you subscribe on your way out. And let's keep on following what Milan does in the Mercato, guys. It's going to be a busy Mercato. It's going to be a very busy summer. So we're going to be, as we do it every single day, we're going to be here discussing the operations, analyzing the players. We're going to judge this management with a lot of scrutiny. And, we're going to do it together, and we're going to see whether or not this new Milan, the Skynet Milan, the algorithm Milan, is going to be a Milan that is worth falling in love with. Ace and Lewis, good life. Thank you, brother. Christian Pasmino, like it. Colombo coming to play with us. We'll see. Lecce seems to want to get Colombo, so we'll see what happens. Guys, having said that, Guido, grazie. Thank you.
Prego, grazie a tutti. Un piacere sempre.
Ciao, Guido. We'll see you next time.
All right, go ahead.
Antonio, thank you, brother.
Thank you. Hopefully, I still want the forums to come back, so hopefully you keep doing them.
On Fridays, I have a new. The forum is yeah. Okay, guys. Anyway, like the page, guys. Do all that good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow morning with the news once again. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Till the next one. Arrivederci and ciao. Ciao.